Hello, everyone, and welcome for another evening of some altered gameplay. I am Blue, joined here by Geo for the Altered Weekly Online League AWOL Season 3, Wednesday Weekly, number 11. Geo, how are you this fine evening?
I'm doing swell. How about yourself, Blue?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Enjoying some daylight hours being here on the West Coast, but other than that, just getting ready to watch some Altered. Going to be a busy week for that. Got a lot of qualifiers getting jam packed together. Heard some Latham qualifiers. I think it was Chile was doing their qualifier this weekend as well as Canada. So should be a
Oh,
fun
nice.
weekend for everyone to see what different folks are going to qualify for the world championship. But for us, we're going to see who can qualify for the season 3 invitational here for AWOL.
Yeah, a
Right.
lot of the same. Let's see the roster we got. All of the marbles. We got a lot of the same players in here, of course. Sarcasm, two Iron Chains. Welcome back, and again, everybody. Glad to see you guys here. Keeping the game alive, pumping more blood into it. Yeah, yeah, we're trying.
Definitely. So we'll get wait here another minute or two before we start things up here for the Wednesday Weekly number 11. And get straight into the gameplay. Like you mentioned, a lot of different folks that we have seen before joining, trying to get a little bit of practice in, potentially ahead of next weekend's BGA online qualifier for North American time zone, which should be an interesting one. I don't remember the latest entries on that, but last I looked, I think it was around 500 or 600. So a good amount of folks that we have
Ooh.
waiting for that one, but should be cool to see who is able to come out with a qualification spot there, especially after the EU qualifier had a large amount of folks there and was able to qualify two players to the world championship, which is not that far off at this point, all just being in the middle of October. So a lot that can happen here in the next month and a half.
It's an interesting time to be an altered fan, for real, because you want everybody else to come and join on the fun right now, right? Just popping off for us that in our little niche thing. Just want to spread it to everybody else. Believe us when we say it that it's worth it. And if you're here listening to us, you know that already. But go ahead, gospel it out there. Yeah, this game's so worth it.
Indeed. We did just hit the timer here for the start of this AWOL Wednesday Weekly number 11, so we should be getting some matchups that we can take a look here in the first round. Why not start us off on table 1, Gus the Bus, someone that we have doing some commentary here recently, gonna be able to play against Baked Pigeon to decide who's gonna start us off here strong in the Swiss round number 1.
Oh, something popped up on the chat table. The pigeon is offline, but I hope that's not true.
Like they're just waiting for the game to
Interesting.
start. Maybe if it doesn't start, we can switch over to another one. But in the meantime, we'll keep on looking. Worst case scenario, we just go to table 2. I'll just keep on going
Oh no,
down.
there we go. There we go. They're there.
There
Let's
we
not
go.
keep us hanging. Yep.
Table 1 it is. Now
Super
before we
guys.
jump into the
Super
game,
Gus.
yeah, they're gonna be getting some practice going here as far as picking their mana. And we'll see who's going to take this first round setup here as the pairings are in fact up as I'm getting a notification on the Discord. Yeah, I guess too bad. We can cast a curse.
Oh yeah.
We'll see what they got
Great.
going here. Baked Pigeon. I think they're actually. It looks like both players are waiting to pick their deck at this point. Maybe it's giving them a little bit too long here.
Maybe there's a
Um,
lag on our side. What? No, no, they still haven't chosen anything yet.
yeah,
But yeah, let's hope he gets a Siggy just to buzz, just to mess with him. Yeah, why
we'll
not?
see what happens. It looks like Big Pigeon is having some issues mobily. Uh, we'll see. We'll give it another minute. If not, we'll go ahead and switch over to another game so you don't have to keep on waiting for us to start watching some matches. Other than that, we'll keep on sweating it out here on the Swiss round one. Have close to 40 players, I believe, if I remember the last I looked. So, solid amount of folks that could potentially take this one as far as the season three invitational invite spot. And yeah, it looks like Baked Pigeon just went offline again. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back
Oh,
uh,
he's online.
potentially, but we still haven't gotten them any
Yeah,
type of update as
there's no
far as even
reaction.
picking a deck
Yeah, any
list.
other any other table you want to go to. You've been saved from the. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Finally,
You got a Sabosh and from Gus the Bus.
there we
Baked
go.
you going Kojo.
All right, we'll switch over to the gameplay screen for everyone. We do have, in fact, the Axiom Hero of Subash and Kojo on the bottom here for Baked Pigeon. Gus the Bus doing the Axiom Hero. Not one we get to see a lot of. Geo, who do you think is going to take this one?
Uh, ooh, I don't know. I want Gus to win, but I give it to Bake just because they're playing a better hero, and it shows that they got a little bit more class. I don't know what Gus is thinking. Yeah, but okay, all in his own regards. I mean, love you, Gus. It's just playful tease, brother. But yeah, I'm going for Kojo, rooting for my Bavarians or Bravosies or whatever they call them.
Whatever it is these days. Yeah, rough luck running into the Sigismar. But, even though Siggy isn't super hot right now, Siggy's always around. Speaking of Siggy, if everyone takes a look, I got my Tumult thing. There you go. Just
Oh,
Templar.
what's that? Oh, nice. Hey,
Yeah,
bravo.
very fancy. All right, we do finally get the mana decisions happening here, so we'll finally get straight into the game. Gus deciding
Coming
on what they would like to do here for the
coming
Sovash
out
effect.
swinging.
Yep, and throwing down the Foundry armor in the common and the 2 cost card of
Ooh,
Dredger Drone.
I don't see this one played that much, but looks like a fun card. One
Yep,
booster supply. Yeah,
added a little more possible resources for them as far as resupply. Unfortunately, though, both of the cards that they have in reserve are 3 cost. So if they use it on the following turn, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. They could opt to just use the sub ash power as far as using the 1 mana instead and then throwing out 1 character. But we'll see how they end up capitalizing as we do see a Bravos Tracer thrown out by the Kojo player. And
just
we're looking
such
at
aggressive cards.
yeah,
Love it.
we're looking at a, 1 for 1 it looks like at the moment. They could throw out a 1 cost, but I don't know if they'll want to at this point with,
Yeah.
the Brass Bug over on the companion side.
What could you throw for one that'll take it or block it? I guess, right? But there we go. Yeah, the one for one. I not much to read. I hope it's an aggressive Kojo deck. I hope it's not a ramp up. Yeah, I think
Definitely
Kojo decks are
could
better when they go aggressive.
Yeah, definitely more than likely a more aggressive Kojo deck. We'll find out here shortly, but with the Bravos Tracer, I have to feel like they're just going to try to play quick and fast and try to get as fast across the tumult as possible. As we wait for another mana decision, we're more than likely going to be looking at the Sobash using their hero ability, having 3 mana left, and more than likely playing that Foundry armor or even the Dredger drone. But my bet is on the Foundry armor and going to have that Dredger drone exhaust itself for 2 boosts this time around rather than just 1.
That would be supposing that the fake doesn't have what, that would be four on one side. Yeah, four on one side and two on the other.
Yep, we'll see how it
Tying
turns.
off with Buddha.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see how it turns out, especially on a Buddha turn. Kojo will be starting us off here. 3 cards in hand and a decision to make as we do see the
Oh,
exhaust
tap.
happening out of that Dredger drone and getting the 2 boost rather than 1. And they are going to throw down yet another one of those drone-based cards, this time in the form of a drill mole that lets you sabotage from reserve just by having a boost or a counter removal.
That's a nice one to have. Not gonna play it immediately. You know, you leave for the other turn. It comes up with points and sabotage. Yep. Hope it works out for you guys. Uh, dang it.
We do see a sabotage immediately come out here, and it's gonna target the other sabotage card from the sub ash. I'm surprised. I thought they may decide to try to hit that big dredger drone potentially, but or even that foundry armor that's gonna be able to put out a lot of stats, but instead opting just to throw out what they had. And it looks like unless they have a one cost here, we may just be looking
Fire
at a one
rabbit.
for oh.
Fire rabbit doesn't even just gives. Well, there you go, Tiny Jin.
Tiny Jin comes to the rescue. Another one for one. I have to imagine as a Kojo player, though, you're probably trying to get more than just the one for one this early on. So they're
Yeah.
gonna have to get some more setup going here before they're gonna have to deal with this Subash, who is running low on resources.
Isn't that something? You know, without a mess and without something that's drawing out Kojo having more resources, and sooner than later, it's gonna have Baked is gonna have that extra mana. All right, let's see. Pretty classic cards, pretty classic play. So let's see what's up their sleeves. I'm interested. This is starting to get interesting.
Indeed. Still dead even on the tumult as we go into day number 3. Interestingly enough, we do have the Kojo deciding not to mana, opting instead to use the mana that they are potentially going to have here from the Tiny Gen,
Ooh,
assuming it doesn't get
ooh.
sabotaged. Interesting play. Makes me think that there's a lot in hand that they want to keep if they decided not to mana
Yeah,
here and try to get the mana advantage.
interesting. Think that it's going to be enough when you don't have the lead with it. That's a bold move, Blue. Let's see if it works out for him.
Solid
Yeah.
reference there. We do see a card that we don't often get in the little magical rare version in the reserve here for Gus on the sub ash.
Make this work, Gus. Make this work. I like this card so much. Make it work, please. Do something with it.
It does indeed allow them to be able to draw a card if your reserve is empty, but that definitely is something that may be a little bit more difficult than typical for a sub ash player. We'll have to see how if that's how it turns out. In the meantime, we do just get the Dredger Drone play. We're more than likely going to be looking at another one for one here. I have to assume I thought we were going to see the Tiny Gen, especially after
Ooh.
deciding not to mana, but instead we get a common physical training. I was gonna say a rare, but, it's rare in the fact that you don't often see common physical trainings on Bravos these
Good.
days.
That was nice. Yeah. Hey, I play one. It's yeah. I'm not just saying it just to seem cool. I do play one.
We do see another card here in the reserve for Gus on the sub ash as far as a rare shortage supervisor. Your hand is empty. I gain 2 boosts. Otherwise, I gain 1 boost when played from reserve. So it is a good efficient character, especially when you're playing the sub ash and you could have cards from hand to reserve and make it a little bit easier to make your hand empty. But in the meantime, we'll see another rare pop down. So a lot of
Yep.
resource efficient stuff here for the sub ash player as the Kojo still hasn't quite hit their stride as far as being aggressive and is still down 1 mana after deciding not to mana last turn.
Very confidently not deciding not to go. You know? Like really must have wanted whatever that card was in their hand. I would have been well. I don't know. Maybe he has something else to ramp up even quicker. Like I don't know.
Indeed, at this point, they're kinda setting themselves up for the physical training from reserve potentially, or something from hand. It would make the most sense mana-wise unless we know there's something else in hand they wanna play that is also 3 cost. But at the moment, they are trying to wait on that decision. Still 4 mana left, though, for the Sub-Ash player, and a good amount of cards that they can play from reserve between the Sap Sniffer, Shortage Supervisor, and the Little Match Girl. More than likely, not planning on playing the little match girl until they could benefit off the ability. So we could be looking at a potential shortage supervisor play for 333 in stats into maybe a sap sniffer to augment it. Have to wait to see after the Kojo plays, and it will in fact be that physical training on Buddha. It is on Buddha. So nice and easy setup there.
Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's a way for the player to advance on both sides, right? Like that. So yeah, they're taking one for one.
Yeah.
Solid. And still have, that's a sap sniffer. That's just one cost after you. But with the reserve being able to, well, there's nothing to augment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Gus that they decided not to put the salvager on the hero side so that way they could follow up with the supervisor on the other side and have it augmented by the sap sniffer, and they would in fact have been able to get a 2-0 there. But them's the breaks when you put some stuff ahead of time and you didn't quite think out the entire play. But Kojo does have a good amount of cards in hand at the moment. They'll decide on what they want to do mana wise, and we'll finally catch up as far as the mana curve after finally getting that tiny gen out there. Still dead even on the tumult though, and honestly surprised by it. You think at this point the Kojo would have found a way to get ahead, but for now
Five, no.
they are
Ooh,
keeping it even, and
really
they are
liking their
not
cards.
manaing again 2 times.
Okay, whoever, if I don't know, that's bold. Like oof. I wouldn't have done that, but I'm not playing. That's
Yep.
interesting.
We do in fact not know what they have in hand, so maybe it does work better with their mana curve. We're not quite sure yet. It is interesting. We do see Gus again prioritizing playing that one cost on the same side as the brass bug, which kind of hurt them on the previous day when they could have gotten at least two advances into a 2-1, it seems like, and put themselves in a good spot here on the tumult. But they feel pretty confident on what they have. They are in an individual mountain terrain over there on the hero side, so they have to keep that in mind. Axiom does usually have a good amount of mountain, though, as far as stats are concerned, as we finally see some more low cost aggression coming out of the Kojo player in the form of a Blade Dancer. Not something I see a lot of out of Kojo. It's more of a Basira
No,
card if I'm usually playing anything in Bravos.
yeah, yeah. What interesting deck lineup, but and fewer mana than usual. It's working out for them. They're tied up. So far, maybe they got something we're not seeing, right?
Indeed. We do see that Little Match Girl come out, so we will not get the benefit of the effect from Little
Ooh.
Match Girl as we see a unique coming out and hitting the board for the Kojo player if you want to go ahead and read that one off.
When another character joins your expedition, you may have target character other than me lose fleeting. And from hand, the next card you play this afternoon costs one less.
And we
Okay.
do see the Mana Eruption coming down for 2 after being 1 less. They're gonna hit the option here to take out that Match Girl, I have to imagine, and try to give themselves the opportunity to double advance. And since we did get a pass from the Subash player, they will in fact get the double advance 2-1 though overall. Although they are down on the tumult, Gus is still within striking range to getting in 2-0, but pretty low on
Yep.
resources at this moment, as the Kojo player still has that unique in the reserve, as well as that Blade Dancer and 4 cards in hand, but is still at 5 mana after that mana eruption took away yet another mana, which is just more questions of asking why didn't they mana last turn, especially knowing that they'd be this far down. Um,
It's
really
uh,
prioritizing
it's
those
an.
cards in hand.
I don't understand. Don't get it, but it's working. But it makes it weird. Like, what more can we say? Like, no, stop doing what you're doing. I mean, they're ahead. Maybe they got that final push because at the end, wait, they did not mana again.
Does not look like they did. So they
Wait,
can
oh, I thought they were at least going to have six, so they could use what? Oh, oh,
So
Okay.
so it will be a Buddha turn, but we do have the opportunity for the sub Ash player to throw down a brass bug of their own to match the stats, so no one will have the advantage on the board, despite the Kojo player having the advantage on the Tumult at the moment. I would feel a lot better if I had even mana as a Kojo player. You could slow play a little bit potentially, and then just try to eke out one win on one
But
side and take the victory. But
six.
at the
I
moment,
mean, that's six.
they could maybe
That's six.
play
Yeah.
3 cards here. I can't imagine they'll play more than 3, more than
Yeah.
likely, gonna only see 2. I'd have to think, but we'll see what they're gonna do, especially going first. Normally, it's a benefit as a Kojo player with that Buddha, but at the moment, having so little mana, I can't imagine that it would be.
Yeah. I just don't see it working. I would have given a better fighting chance if it were the six, because I could have used both of them from down there on one side, just packed it on the Buddha side, and you go for it. Okay.
Eat Me
Okay.
energy
Okay.
bars in the rare form coming out here. We do have the option to play one more 3 cost card, and Gus will slow play it with a Axiom Salvager here. At the moment, only needs to block, doesn't need to advance, but probably wants to try to end the game here and now, so that way they don't get in the battle of resources later on. We'll have to see how that one turns out. They do have the option to play that Dredger Drone from reserve and be able to resupply if they give up one of their boosts.
Oh, here's the unique.
Unique
And
Sun
it's just
Wukong that's just straight up stats 242, and then from reserve you may pay 1. If
it's
you
a
do, I
blizzard.
gain 2 boosts. And we do see the Avalanche come out here for Gus, knocking out that Sun Wukong, who was putting a good amount of stats there on the board, especially with the gigantic Buddha. Only 1 mana left for the Kojo player. We might get to see that 3rd card that I was talking about, but it may be just a little too late unless it's a Fire Rabbit would be nice, but it doesn't look
Hmm.
like that is the case. They're gonna pass at the moment. They are ahead on the hero side due to the gigantic Buddha, but we'll have to wait to see if that is finally going to be the case. It is a rare Kelon cylinder in the reserve. Can't be played now in addition to that Dredger drone though, because the Dredger drone will cost 3 from reserve, and
He's got to put the
they
treasure drawing. Yeah, to
yeah,
save himself from this side and
yeah.
be tied for the next turn.
Yeah,
Got
we'll
to
be
happen.
gotta do it. May as well use the boost as well to try to get a resupply and put something into the reserve. Give yourself some more resources. Don't need the additional boost that is already on it. It'll be just enough
Yeah,
in the mountain stat to help themselves out here, and that's not a bad card to have in reserve.
worked out. Worked out. And they can, and Gus can basically keep both of the cards in his hand, right? He doesn't have to. He's winning on mana, and those are two 1/1 costs. Like, come on, you're not going to pull two 5/5. So yeah, there's no need to ramp up more mana, in my opinion.
Yeah, the biggest thing at this point is gonna be potentially having to deal with that Sun Wukong that could be quite big coming from reserve and hitting the Eat Me energy bars. The big thing to pay attention though is that in order to get that additional 2 boosts, the Sun Wukong player
Has to
and the
pay.
coach will have to pay 1 extra, which at the moment is all of their mana, and we'll see if they decide to mana. They finally decide to. They are at 6 here, so they may be able to
Finally, that.
play 2 cards here if they decide to go with the Sun Wukong.
Oh, the gremlins. Let's. Oh, you couldn't have chosen a better one, right? Why? Because you get rid of that permanent, right?
Yep, that
Yeah.
is the
Yep.
benefit of the Grims, even in the common variety at this point, it's gonna be able to hit that Eat Me energy bars if they so choose. At the moment, though, Gus can afford to slow play this one just a little bit. They still have 6 mana, waiting for the Kojo player to throw things out. Important to note, the Kojo player does not have the Buddha this turn, was not able to capitalize on the gigantic Buddha through the Eat Me energy bars on the previous day. So they're gonna
There
throw
it is.
everything that they can out here, it looks like. I have to imagine they know that the Grims is coming, and this is only gonna be for the benefit of the one side, which does make sense for the mountain, but all it means is that Gus just needs at least 3 more stats in Forest to get the double advance and the win.
Very true. There it goes. There it be.
Still 4 mana left here
This is
for the Subash player, so they can probably play both cards that they have available to them, and we will see that Tiny Gen out. Will probably guarantee the advance for the Kojo player, but won't do anything to block on the forest. We know that we'll get at
wait,
least
wait, wait,
one
we
boot.
got a good card right here. We got a good card, right? Yeah,
We got it.
Keelan Cylinder, then whatever he has in hand. That could work. Come on.
Yep, the one boost will be enough
Shoot.
to get them to 4 forest. If they have one more they're just gonna
Oh,
play
no,
it
maybe
on
not.
the
Yep.
Amelia. So they must have
Maybe
something
not.
here that can cover 2
Yeah.
stats. Otherwise, why would you just put it on the other side? Or they just don't have anything at all. They
Yep, because they
didn't
just
have
ramped
it.
up.
Oh,
Nope.
that's rough. So we will see the tiebreaker here in the AWOL Weekly number 11, Monday, season 3. This is the first round of the Swiss, already heading to a tiebreaker to decide who's going to take this between the Subash and the Kojo player. Kojo, it's going to be a Buddha turn. They are going to have more resources available to them.
It,
They are down
it
in
had to
mana
be that
though,
turn. Yeah.
so we'll have to see if that's going to be a factor.
Resources, though, right? Even if they are down, it's just one by now. Hey, it worked for him. Baked Pigeon, I think, was going to pull it off. If oh, there we go. That was good. That was good. You're basically paying 2 for 4 across the board. That's I always like to see come out. Nice.
Question is, do we see that unique Sun Wukong pop up again? It will cost 5 to get the full effect from it. And I don't know if it's
Right.
worth it for the just the 4 costs from reserve. We'll have to see if that is the play. They do have 3 other cards in their hand that I feel like are probably the better option here, and maybe even use the support ability on the Sun Wukong, but they
Nope.
are gonna
Nope.
play
Just
it.
ignored you completely, and said, "I'm just gonna play the card that's cool to me."
We do see a frozen delivery out here, gonna see a
Oh,
rare
slow
Vike.
play. I think that's gonna be enough.
And we get a pass from the Kojo player for some reason
Okay. Probably just
when
knew
they
that they
could have
had the
played the
tiny
Tiny
gin.
Jin.
Yeah, they probably knew they just had the tiny gin, so it wasn't gonna be enough. Because even if the tiny gin it comes up to a 10. No, it comes up to yeah, 10.
It
So no.
it would have been they would have gotten up some the yeah, plus the boost though, so they would have gotten boosts on the
Oh
other
yeah,
area.
yeah.
They had no way of knowing for sure
11.
that they would lose there, but
Yep.
they in fact passed, and Gus is
Well,
able.
I'm gonna give Baked Pigeon a thumbs down because of that. All right, I'm just clicking on that because what the hell, man? No, I'm just kidding, of course.
Who knows what
Well
the
played, guys.
plan
Yeah.
was there, but interesting first game there between the 2 players. The Sub-Ash player able to pull it out in the end against the Kojo player. That took us almost all the way to the very end of this Swiss round
Yeah.
1. Looks like we only have one more active game going here on table 6, so I'm gonna jump to it real quick and see if we can catch the end of it. It
Cryohawk versus
does
Quartine.
yeah, it does look like we have a Faunus versus Goldring matchup. Goldring is able to take it at the end there and get the victory.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
That will wrap up round 1 here for the Altered Weekly
Baba
Online
booey, baba
League
booey, baba booey, baba booey. They had
season
me
3
do that.
Wednesday Weekly number 11. Round 2 starting here shortly. We are gonna get straight into it. Do you have any particular table you wanna take a look at, or should I just pick at random again?
Let's go with somebody we haven't seen. Table no, table 2 is too good. Go to table 14. Why not?
Table 14 it is. Go into the game. Gonna wait on the art here as the players decide on their mana. If you don't get into the game early, art takes a while to load while they decide the mana.
We'll get you next round, Cole. Don't worry about it. We'll get to you.
I believe this will get another Goal Ring player showing up here. Starting off
Oh,
strong
nice.
with a Conjuring Seal. See if the Tasia can capitalize and get 2 cards to get a double advance, and instead,
Nope.
they opt for the tree.
Don't blame him with that card, conscription something, or the one where the bearded gentleman tells you to get off the boat. He's
Oh,
an inspector or something.
license withdrawal.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that keeps popping up, so I don't blame them for wanting to protect their assets.
It's true.
Yeah,
It is, definitely a Tasia killer, especially with automatically getting a boost. Lets you hit anything with that license withdrawal, but license withdrawal can also hit that permanent themselves. So we'll have to see if that becomes a factor as the okay, the Tasia
okay.
player is going to start off strong here with the aloe vera rare to get it anchored, and a
Oh no,
strong
the
play from
Mescatetet.
the
Yes,
Gull Ring player on the Mescatet, the Golden Boat. That's what you want to see here on day 2, 4 mana, and set yourselves up, and realistically, only be one spot on the tumult down.
yeah, and resources in hand. You know he's just gonna pop off the next one and just have cards galore. Yeah, just pop off Conjuring Seal. Boom.
Definitely could.
It'll
Would more than likely give up a 2-0 if they decide to do that, so we'll have to see what else they have at hand potentially before they make that decision. We're deciding on mana here next, though, and then we'll get to noon, where that aloe vera will get bigger due to the rare Muna Bastion and be able to resupply for the Tasia player, who's going to need as many resources as they possibly can get. Try to avoid this gold rank player getting a little bit too out of hand after they started building up this engine of theirs here with that Mescatet.
starting super strong. Super strong. All right. There they go, trying to block access to the tumult. Go for it. The boost, the resupply, and not bad. Maybe being able to advance on two sides, not just on one. I think 3 turns. If in 3 turns it's not done, I give Gulrang the advantage galore. Ah, of course. Nice.
We do get some sabotage going on immediately here on the Tasia player as far as that Ortis spy. For everyone watching, hope you've been enjoying us cast over our faces until the game showed up. I did it on purpose because I just wanted more screen time. In the meantime, we do get that rare Monolith Legat, a card that we get to see specifically in the goal ring because of that ability from reserve that lets you just create an Ortis recruit instead of anything else, which can be pretty beneficial to just throw a 2/2/2 block there for free. And in the meantime, getting the benefit of the Legat and being able to sabotage, more than likely hitting that aloe vera
It's
that's
gonna
going to be
hit.
leaving.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. You don't get to come back to play.
Is
And
able to block there on the hero side as well. Almost would have preferred to just block on the companion side, let your opponent advance on the hero side just in case. Give yourself some room to take full advantage of that Mescatet as far as the Gold Ring player is concerned, but maybe they have something else in mind. We are coming up on the 6 mana turn, just 2 days away from the Gold Ring getting online, hitting that 8 mana, and finally being able to advance just like they want to after getting all those big tokens.
coming up quick now. 2 more. And it starts they start counting, right? Now it's just bothersome, but then they start actually counting. And
Yeah,
Flora coming in. Oh, getting rid of the Nescatet, of course.
yep.
Great
Requiem,
exchange.
a solid removal card that we've gotten to see here in Whispers from the Maze. Whispers from the Maze done a lot for removal for a lot of different heroes at this point. License Withdrawal has been a big card, Requiem's a big card, Evanescence has been a good card for Ysmir. So definitely been an influential set that we've seen here on the third set for Altered. Excited to see what we're going to be able to see here in set four here shortly and see how that set's going to be potentially changing the meta or just changing the game as a whole.
Skyward Odyssey is it called? Is it
Skybound Odyssey, yes.
Skybound? Yeah. Okay. Okay. And it's wait, still no news on what's like the main focus on that one, right? At all,
What do you
I
mean? Just
believe.
it
Like,
looks like it's
if it's
focused
gonna be like,
around like Leviathans and we know Halua is the big man array and everything like that. So we'll have to see how that's gonna set things up, especially since we have new heroes for each faction and see if any of those are able to set things up and change the meta and we're going to see some new heroes taking over opposed to just the old ones or trying to make the ones that may be a little bit lower on the meta charts good.
I'm gonna go with Lyra Fraction, a quad deck for the Leviathans that they're putting out over there. Yep, that's my strategy with it. And put some candy bars in there too, and make everything just all over the place. We're gonna see how that works out.
We do get a good resupply here for the Tasia player in the form of the Lyra Thespian, especially with a boosted Spindle Harvester already out. We'll let that
I'm
Thespian
ready
be
for
quite big as far as being played from reserve and getting that initial boost. In the meantime, we do see a field reinforcements coming out for the goal ring player, drawing more cards. At this point, they probably want to find one of the other two Mesquitettes probably in their deck. We'll see if that is the case, though, as we are just one mana away from hitting that 8 mana influential turn for the goal ring player, who is just going to scout us out here with the Aegis Templar. 2/2/2 for 1, not bad any time of day.
and a unique, yeah, a
Go ahead and read that one
Confernal.
off. We got a unique Confernal Coman.
Hey, quit. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain anchored. If you control three or more characters, target character gains anchored. Nice.
Interesting that they decided to go with anchoring the Spindle Harvester. I think that's for the sake of trying to get more resources, but they probably could have gone with the Thespian as well, as that would have allowed them to have a big static character out there, especially with the fact that the Gold Ring player is going to be getting online here shortly after this day, still is able to block on the companion side, throw out the attorney to get some
Blood.
more card draw, and before you know it, only down 4 spots on the Tumult. Still need 3 more advances for the Tasia, and they will have some anchored characters out there, but it's Ghoul Ring time. No more Defender for any of those tokens.
About to come out swinging and swinging hard. And hope that there's no Mesquite in those six cards that they have in their hand. So it's going to get a lot more annoying for you, buddy. What is it? Free for Sparta? All right.
Yep. Vera
Yeah.
Sparta from Brazil. We do see them decide not to
Oh,
mana this day, instead opting to
ooh.
keep the 7. Gonna throw out a 1
Right.
cost Spindle Harvester, trying to get it up to the 2 boosts needed to order to start resupplying. We will see another Order Spy
Ooh.
coming out here, hitting the
Not
Muna
feeling good.
Druid. Not going to allow any more anchoring happening here, but we will see the Floral Tit come out, allow for a Dracana to be able to be played if they so choose. We'll have to see if that is the case. More card draw for the Gold Ring player, still opting not to throw out any other permanents at the moment, more than likely just going to try to prevent a double advance here from the Tasia player if they can. And we'll have to see what the Tasia has left.
Ooh.
Tasia's not even going to contest over on that companion side, opting instead to just trying to take the guarantee over on the hero.
Think no, they wouldn't have had enough. No, and just get more resources. Yeah.
Indeed, they will. Two anchored characters will be sitting on the hero side for the Tasia player in the following day, able to take an even bigger lead. Just needs 2 more advances at this point to take the game. Gold Ring finally getting their first advance, but maybe it's a little bit too late, and they could be just too far behind
Ooh.
here potentially to take the game.
That is true, but I would have. You really think you're gonna need the permanent at this point in the game? I mean,
It's
you already
interesting
have it
that they
out.
decided to keep it instead of
Yeah.
going with characters, but we'll have to see if that is
Hmm.
something they're able to utilize here in the future. It looks like they're just planning on trying to overpower the goal ring on one side as much as
And just.
possible and
Hmm.
zigzag if they can, especially with the anchored characters and having the ability to
Ooh,
continue to anchor
nice.
them.
Mhm. And all those are going to be useful. Oh, buy the spindle or the permanent. Oh no! I totally messed this card up. Yeah, just gets to do a bunch of tokens from one side for two costs. Just basically beat the whole anchored system that you had on that side.
Yep, 2
Oh, such a
costs
good
and
card to play.
8. Uh,
Hmm.
Not a bad way to set things up for yourself there. We do see the discard coming from the Muna Druid in order to anchor that Aloe Vera, and we will see that unique Confernal Command from reserve can put a hand card from hand reserve to anchor itself. And if you control 3 or more characters, you can have target character gain anchored. So they will anchor that Spindle Harvester as well as throwing a
And
Spindle
themselves.
Harvester
Yep.
in reserve.
Hey, it's working out. The anchors are galore. It's working. There it is.
We may be looking at a long game at this point. Muscatet is finally on board.
Yep.
We do have enough stats over there on the for the Tasia on the companion side at the moment to at least get one advance, but still 3 mana left here for the goal ring player who is gonna throw out a mobile armory, only one set away from blocking.
No. No.
Nothing left for the
Mm.
Tasia. They be able
Why?
to double advance this time around, no matter what they play. They're gonna throw the attorney out here, saying that they have enough resources at the moment and just gonna use it purely for the stats. Get the
True.
2-0 at the moment. One thing they will have to pay attention to, though, is at the moment they are dead even on that companion side. So if they do advance one more time, that Mescatet will no longer get any use as far as throwing out a recruit. So they may just opt to try to overload one side and see what they can do there. But they also have to pay attention to the fact that Tasia set themselves up pretty good this next day. 4 anchored characters, lots of boosts happening, lots of resupplies happening, and only 2 advances away to take this game.
True that. They would have played that character instead of the sort of like I would have done because I'm dumb. We all would have advanced and would have had all these resources for this turn. Yeah. Yeah, good call. Dude, there's the other one. Get rid of that one.
Finally get to see the 3rd tree. Don't get to see a lot of double tree setups, so I doubt we're gonna see a triple tree. But, yeah, you never know. We'll have to see if that is the case.
Yep.
We do get the at noons happening here for the gold ring player with the Ortis recruits being thrown. We do still have the board state in advantage for the Tasia player. More than likely going to be playing that Thespian from reserve, I'd have to imagine. Nope, they're going to throw out a
Ooh,
unique
there
from
we go. Let me
hand
see this thing.
in the form of
And
a
when another
Ortis
go
Gatekeeper.
ahead.
Go ahead.
When another character joins your expeditions, target character in your other expedition gains 2 boosts. And from reserve, you may pay 1 if you do. Target character gains 3 boosts. Yeah, but just yeah, as soon as something else joins, everybody's getting boosts.
Yep, and they will be able to play 2 other characters at this point. We do see a big conscription come out to get stats up to 10, 10, 10. Interesting that the Gold Ring decided to throw it over there on that side. They do still have 8 mana, and at this point, they can calculate exactly what the Tasia can throw out as far as stats. So if they have what they need in hand and in reserve, they definitely can still make this happen. They are going to start off slow here with the mobile armory, put themselves ahead enough. Tasia will have to throw out another character here to at
Hmm.
least try to
Yep.
advance on the other
Yeah, wicked
side.
on that side.
The Thespian will get a good amount of boosts. Unique will activate, giving 2 more boosts and putting themselves ahead. They will not be able to double advance though, because as there's just too much, and
Oh,
we see a unique
nice. Ah,
Atlas that lets you draw a card from anywhere, not
draw a
bad for
card.
5, and then tokens you
Tokens you
control
control are gigantic.
are gigantic. So a lot of stats. We're gonna be looking at a double. advance here for the goal ring player. Still enough
Nice.
stats for the Tasia to still get one advance at the moment,
I don't
unless
think
we get
so.
one more recruit,
No.
and now they're
Yeah.
tied. So 2-0, free for the goal ring. It's gonna go to dead even on Tumult, but the goal ring will be ahead on the companion side, so will not get the benefit from the Mescatet.
Hear that. What is the supportability? Oh, just create. Yeah, you get one for free. Yes. What are you getting rid of from over there in reserve? Get rid of the Agios Templar. Yeah, of course. Oh, that worked out so well for him.
Could be looking at
It's a fun game.
the final day here. We have another fun game, like you mentioned. Game one of the Swiss. We're here for the Altered Weekly number 11 here. We got to see a tiebreaker between a Sabash and a Kojo. And this time around, we're getting to see a goal ring coming back from the brink against Tasia here. And they're just 2-0 away from taking the game. But so is the Tasia. But they will have to deal with that unique Atlas that draws a card and is going to make all the tokens gigantic.
Immediately, just like, no, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I want another card, and I want everything. I want you to know before you somehow eliminate it. Even though Moon has very little sabotage, right? Probably scared of a Jack Frost or something.
We will see the field reinforcements being used for the token rather than the draw at this point, trying to utilize the gigantic form of these tokens as much as possible. Tasia trying to overload on one side so that way they do not get caught here by the 2-0. Goldring
Oh,
having a lot of low cost cards here to be able to play. Probably only one left here for the Tasia. In fact, it is Mana
Miner
Reaping is
Atlas.
the play, hitting that Atlas, not going to allow the tokens to be gigantic, but 3 mana is still a lot for the Goldring, and they definitely could get the stats they need here to at least tie, but we'll have to see if they have what they need in hand, and they're just going to opt for some draw, setting themselves up for the next day, and we have one more day. And guess what? Dead even on the tumult again, which only benefits the goal ring player as they'll get
It
their
does.
Mescatet ability back.
It does. Awful for you, buddy. But you'll persevere. I mean, you got aloe vera, right? Cool. Pretty cool. It's gonna
It
get two
is
boosts.
it definitely helps them out here. They're gonna get the be able to have the benefit of those Muna Bastions, giving it making that aloe vera boosted up as well, getting a resupply to have more resources in the reserve, but they will have to deal with these tokens being played by the gold ring player. 6 cards at hand and has a 4 mana advantage at the moment that can possibly just play some low cost stuff here and let themselves wait till the last possible moment to win this game. And with things being dead even, field reinforcements gets that much more powerful, drawing and creating a token.
What do you do to do you? That's too much resources. You have to. Yeah. Yep. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow, buddy, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah, and even then, that's going to be difficult for the Tasia player unless they're able to anchor a lot more here. We'll have to see though. 5 mana left, 2 cards in hand. We do see the Legat coming out here that will
Huge.
affect the Tasia's resources that much more if they go on to
Oh,
the following day. In the meantime, though, we will see another unique from the Tasia player if you want to read that one out.
says from anywhere, target character gains anchored. If you control one or more character, well, one or more landmarks up to one target character gains a sleep. Oh, great. So, ooh, why? Hmm. I would have. Okay.
And a
Oh no.
unique Quetzalcoatl, 6 costs from hand, 6 costs from reserve, creating a lot of tokens. When an opponent draws one or more cards, does resupply, create an Orders to Recruit Soldier token in your other expedition, and then you may pay one. If you do, create 2 Orders to Recruit Soldier tokens in each of your expeditions, and that will be enough for them to get the double advance. Unique coming in clutch here for the gold ring player, going to get the 2-0 to take this game over the Tasia here in the Swiss round two. I have to imagine we're pretty close to the very end of this round as well.
Yeah, right. Like you have to beat it. That was a long one. That's what she said. Uh
which is the
oh
case for Goal Ring. We did end up getting a
yep.
40-player total for this event, so solid group. We actually still have some more games running here. Cole Robbie
Yeah.
is still alive here, so we'll go ahead and see what they got going here on table 11.
Yes, yes. Let us peek through.
Up
All right.
against an Sadi and Surge, so not surprising that this game is taking a bit. Probably not looking too hot either after getting hit with a hunger at some point. Has a unique Leshy out, but
Oh no.
that's all they have. We will see the double advance. Get to come here just in time to watch them lose. GG's to
Uh,
Zelk. I again forgot to switch over, but Kohlrabi lost. Enjoy. Either way, back to the caster screen.
and
We'll probably be able to jump into one more game.
table 8 and 4. Anyone
Table
you want.
4 it is, the first one on the list here. Go to the game, switch over, server status. Another goal ring player, this time with a verdant back. If you have less than 8 mana orbs,
Ooh,
I am defender. And when another token character joins your expeditions, create an Norse recruit soldier token in your other expedition. So it's a token generator verdant back,
yep.
not something you get to see a lot of.
Very little of those. I have one that's exact the same, but it's Monolith Legate. Yeah,
Gotcha.
this one's solid though.
We do have a unique Tomo Gozen in reserve here for the Kojo player that can't be played if you have less than 6 mana orbs, and if you control one or more landmarks, sabotage, all for 3 costs and 5/2 foreign stats. So pretty solid there, especially since a lot of Kojos are running landmarks these days. And we will see it come out here just for the stats and not for the sabotage. Still 7 mana left here for both players, though, so a lot of
A lot.
Altered to be played.
Oh, putting some more stats and drawing a card. Right?
Drawing a
Oh no,
card instead of going for the
just drawing a
token.
card.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pathfinder
There it is.
will be good stats here to block the goal ring. We'll have to see how the goal ring is able to respond. 3 cards in hand. Another slow play
Oh,
here with the mobile armory. We'll have to see if Kojo has anything to be able to answer this. They need to at least get one side. They are poised to be able to kind of do that, and the Pathfinder will help, but only has 1 card left. It's gonna be big, and we
oh
see
no.
a Kokoba coming out here. If you control 4 or more characters, create 2 Ordis recruit soldiers in each of your expeditions. That's gonna be a lot of characters, a
I
lot of
think that's
boosts
a wrap.
happening, and that's probably gonna be all she wrote here for the Kojo player.
You got to get Golang out early. If you get to day 7, you're already in deep water. If you get to 7 mana, I mean, you're already in deep water, in my opinion. Will this be enough? Will this be enough? Okay. Gonna play it out.
Yeah, will it be able to get 2 boosts? Won't be enough to block and mountain there. Gold will get the double advance. Hojo gets beaten out here by the Gold Ring player. That will be the very end here of the Swiss round 2, I believe. If not, we'll see one more game, but if it isn't, we'll head to round 3 here of the Swiss Altered Weekly Online League Season 3, Monday Weekly number 11. Geo, any thoughts thus far after watching some fairly good games here as far as picks right away?
Gold rank galore, man. People are really liking to play uh, their Ortis token things. Yeah, I mean, shoot, uh, now popular. Has any of them been in the top well, I know that in Dallas there was a Golang player that was in the top 8,
Yeah.
but besides that, anywhere else?
There's been some decent placing goal rings, but nothing that has been too crazy. There was a top player in Essen that made the top cut as well.
There you
So
go.
it's definitely had a come up here a bit in Whispers from the Maze. I'm gonna go ahead and head over to we think we watched Zelk play. Let's go ahead and head to table 6. I think we haven't
Yep.
seen either of those players play. So it
Probably
will
not.
be in Akesha versus a
Ah.
Lindaway.
Ugh.
Battle of the only remaining Ysmir heroes, because everyone knows Afanis is dead at this point.
What a hit to that hero. What an amazing. What I was waiting for that. About time. Yeah, make that faction fair again. Yeah.
Exactly. And as I look in my Discord, why are there 127 messages in that DMs set up? Cole, stop talking to people.
What?
127. What are you guys talking about? Either way, watching some altered.
Call says he cannot believe that our humble hobby is being taken over by these degens. True that, true that. But we no people do better themselves. Tooth Fairy in there enough to give the advance on one side. Coo coo coo.
Is this a stall Akesha? Hostage Akesha? Could be. We could be in for another
Let's
long
ask
one.
them. Let's ask them. Is the are your decks going to keep us hostage? We can just go to another game. No, I'm just kidding. Of course.
We'll get some
Hey,
draw going here, as is tradition for Ysmir Heroes. Try to get as many resources as possible as early as possible. It's okay if you go down a little bit, just as long as you have enough for the mid to late game and be able to win in that way. We'll see which of these can do it and who is the
oof.
reigning Ysmir hero between Akesha and Lindaway, as another sabotage comes out here from the Akesha player.
Like, no, I told you stop putting things down there.
Oh, we
Okay.
get a gift of self. So Kesha fine giving it up just as long as they get some availability here to get the advance. We do see the mall come out here, and a gift of self gets returned. Going to just sacrifice either setup here. Gonna take the maw out instead in order to advance over on the hero side. More resources for the Lindaway at this moment, and we are dead even on the tumult between the two players. Been a knockdown, drag out fight thus far. Definitely hasn't been boring. Just watch them draw each other to death and sabotage.
No, not at all. It's you just don't understand. I think it's like grappling for people that don't know MMA. And they just see just sweaty dudes just like grinding up against each other and like, where is this? This isn't fighting. That's how I see like this kind of playing when it comes to you know trading card games. Like, I mean, yeah, it's valid, it's there, but there we go. Get rid of that one too. Why not? It, it works.
Is that
They
the
really
third?
don't want anything in
Is that the
reserve.
third tooth fairy at this point?
Yes, it is.
Well, does allow the field reinforcements to be able to be played here from the Lindaway. Gonna be able to throw out a token, block that tooth fairy, and get a card draw. This is gonna be a long one,
Yep.
folks. Hope you brought a snack, because otherwise you're gonna get hungry after watching this maw devour all of the sacrifices for the Lindaway player. We do see a Muna caregiver coming out here, potentially setting up some anchoring here for the Maw, I'd have to imagine. Trying to double Maw, Maw Maw.
I'd see that. I'd see that as a possibility, and just giving it the boost. Oh, drawing card and solid stats on the other side from the Baba Yaga. We miss you in Ortis. I mean, I don't play Ortis. And gift of self again.
Got some Cheez
Okay,
Its.
giving up one side.
Got some
Yep.
Cheez Its, Simon. That's good. What about Pop Tarts? You got any Pop Tarts? Part of the Pop Tart Club. So, speaking of which, did that chat die? Do we still have Pop Tart Club? I think we do. Don't message it. I already got enough that I have to go through between the other one and everyone else blowing up my Discord. Either way, a lot of cards there. Kesha able to get the 1-0, has to get rid of a bunch in the reserve though. And honestly, the Linda Way just has plenty of resources available to them despite only being down one spot on the tumult. So I don't feel like they're feeling bad. Only time you'd be feeling bad at this point is if you end up running into a hostage Akesha. Who knows? This could be a hostage Lindaway. It's happened before.
Oh,
Keelan
well,
guy
don't tell.
been a big
There's
fan of
people
the
like that out
Lindaway.
there.
Yeah, been a big. I think was once upon a time trying to do the hostage Lindaway. I don't think it ever came to fruition though.
Good, good. People don't try that at home. Please, just leave it to the professionals. Yeah, the people that are already disliked. Just kidding, of course. And there we go with the magical training. Other one in there. Drawing the card and playing it slow. And Le Baba Le Yaga. Can imagine you're playing the other one from reserve. Just to put that's a bit.
Yeah, it is interesting to see all the common magical trainings being played here as the setup means that we see cards like Rare Moon of Caregivers being played, or even Hathor's. Hathor is a card that was played pretty often as far as just getting card return, but I haven't seen a whole bunch of lately, especially with the prevalence of Afanis. But with Afanis getting a nerf, maybe we're going to see a lot more card return being happening through the Hathor or the others cards available to the Lindaway players.
Okay. Yeah, really wanting that magical training back for the more resources, I guess. You really need all those resources, or are you just not finding the combo that you want to put out? What is it? What's going through your mind?
Right.
Uh,
I did
Kachoru.
and I did get to see a message here from one of the participants of this event who probably got the best card draw that I've ever seen from a player potentially not able to play a single character. I'm not going to say who it was, but all you got to do is wait a few more turns and eventually you'll be able to play what you have in your hand. Person who just messaged me. Either way, we will
Eventually.
see what's going on here. Akesha is able to build up a bit of their resources in hand despite being pretty low on them previously with the
Ooh.
Lindaway player getting a bunch of card draw. And uh-oh, we see a unique Katagarin Mage Dancer. Tell me what it does.
When you play a spell, resupply. Nice. You
So it
when
is
play for reserve, you may discard one of your mana orbs. If you do, I gain two boosts.
it
Okay,
is a
yeah. Go.
resupply type of deck. We may be getting into the situation where this Ysmir Heroes is going to start looping things to death, but we see a rare Fair Fox, something again that we don't get to see a lot of in this setup, and it is not going to be used for its effect, purely just for its stats.
No, oh, nothing, and it has two. Like, yeah. Not. Oh, yep, yep. Oh, brought everything back to their hand, but no more stats. No more mana. Still five mana. Ooh, on the Scrumf? How would you pronounce that?
What are you talking about?
The player's name, Scrumf?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Shrumpf, I'm gonna say.
Scrumf. All right.
Either way, we do
Oh,
see a Category and Alchemist being thrown
three.
on the board, just enough stats to block the Flamel at the moment, as the Akesha gets one more advance, currently two up on the Tumult. Haven't seen the move being made here by the Lindaway player. They're obviously saving things up to potentially try to come from behind and take the victory in this game. Now would be a good spot to
Don't.
do it though if they can get a double advance.
Please don't. Please start just winning, Acacia, so we can get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm intrigued as well. Eight cards. How many cards in hand? Eight? Yeah. Huge.
It
Buddy.
is. It
Well,
was
still
8,
eight
now it's
cards.
7, now it's back to 8, now it's
Eight,
7.
seven.
Back and forth, back and forth. We do get the sleight of hand being used to put the Lyra Scald into reserve. Solid stats from reserve, and it will also give the benefit of cost reduction if they decide to use it that way, as the Fair Fox gets played from reserve as well. It is the first turn for the Lindaway player, though, so we might get to see a Maw play and maybe even a double advance if they are lucky. But we will get to see another Katagaran Mage Dancer unique that just lets you play a spell when you resupply. And from reserve, putting a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain one boost. Definitely a certain strategy that we're seeing here from the Lindaway player and what they're trying to accomplish as just milling through their entire deck.
Tell our families we love them. That Blue and I have to do this because we're compromised to do it. That we really want to leave, but we can't. So yeah, thanks for this.
It is
Oh,
what it
and
is. We gotta deal with it.
draw a card from the Cryptic Warlock, Silas. And here's another one. When you play a spell resupply at dusk, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If it's a spell, you may return a card other than me from your reserve to your hand. Ah, he's got the Trinity. That's what he was waiting on.
Yeah. We do
Yep.
get to see it all come to fruition, like you mentioned. It's just gonna be a lot of cards being resupplied at this moment, cards being picked up, all that good stuff. I was unfortunate enough to run into it once upon a time in a previous tumult in season 2, and it allows for a lot of stuff to happen, including being able to cost reduce a small step giant leap to almost 0 cost if you have enough cost reduction cards.
No, they did that to you.
Yeah,
Is it
I saw it
the,
happen. It
the
definitely is a possibility,
yes,
as I think
audacity?
we're getting enough cards in reserve kinda smashed together at this point, making a little sandwich.
Oh, yeah, look at all that's happening, man. And he's still got stuff that he can just toss away. And someone's about to get sacrificed to draw more.
It's never ending. As long as you still have mana, you can still play
Yes.
stuff. Look how many cost reductions that we see in there that are immediately being used. And guess what? It
This
really doesn't matter too, because since you're going through your deck so much, you'll just get it right back. It's just a never-ending loop, especially the more mana that you have available to you, and just being able to
this
reduce costs, getting card return, getting card draw even with
this
the
this
sacrifices, so much so that the pictures shown on the cards are kind of getting a little bit
warped.
dilapidated. It's crazy getting to see
Oh,
these 3 mage dancers work.
I mean, see, this is why I feel that there needs to be a penalty when it comes to using your whole deck. If not, there's no downside of just doing this the whole time. Like at least hey, you come back, but yeah, with 10 less or something, and those have to be random. I don't know, something like that, because this is just eternal. It's just going to keep happening.
Definitely is the case. They can still do some more cost reduction, play some more cards, playing spells, getting to resupply, getting to return cards as they so choose. That's just what these uniques do. Just not a lot that can be set up here. It looks like they are starting to return cards from hand, getting things set up, throwing some more resupplies out there with the spycraft as you're not even trying to sabotage. Still only 2 mana. Not quite sure what the Lindaway player is trying to accomplish here. They could just be trying to recycle and get their entire deck into their hand at this point and set themselves up.
Probably just continue using the cost reduction so they can use their whole hand this turn or whatever. I don't know.
They definitely could, and they could put themselves in a position to double advance and tie things up on the tumult. But they do have to keep in mind the time. They use a lot of their time to continue this cycle and now are down 2 minutes on the board. So we'll see if that becomes a factor as well as we just constantly watch more and more spells being played.
It's just
Akesha has long
go to
since
this point, man.
passed.
Okay, look at this. Like, look at this. How many times have we seen that apprentice? No, that studious disciple.
Yeah, at this point, we
I'm just
definitely are at the point of almost not being able to draw any more cards here for the Lindaway player, depending on how they play it. They are going to off you go their own cards, so that way they can card return it to hand, I have to imagine. 5 cards left in the deck, and a bunch of cards in
it's
reserve. I'm not quite sure how much.
you got 5 minutes left, and I really do hope they just it drowns out. This is bad. Oh, there it is.
They do
There, see,
they do find the small step.
and they're just gonna keep doing the thing where it comes back eventually, because there's so little cards in reserve in their deck. It's gonna keep coming back.
That looks like that is the plan here. Saw it once upon a time in Afanis decks. This time we see it in the Lindaway. Finally getting online. Took some time. Kesha will not able to move fast enough. We can't even see the cards in reserve at this point. There's just so many. Oh man, I hope everyone's enjoying this
Like,
because
bro, this
I can't even tell what's happening in the reserve. We can see as it's happening as far as
no,
cards
no.
being discarded,
Leave
right? But
Aragon. Leave Aragon. Don't give him more. Don't give him more attention. Come on, just we're here because we have a job, basically. Just kidding. Oh, look at this. This is ridiculous. But there's that small step again. It's gonna get used. Oh Lord. Please say cost one less. Wow.
it's 3 cost reduction, 4 cost reduction,
Just right there.
5
Just
cost
right there.
reduction, 6 cost
It's,
reduction. Ha ha ha. And that's all they needed to get a free small step giant leap and still have more spells that they can resupply into that they can use for cost reduction. And I think we're more than likely going to be looking at just small steps being recycled to death until we see the victory for the Lindaway player. So we're going to step away here. Congratulations to the
no, no,
Lindaway
no.
player.
There's no need to congratulate for this. No, no, no. You're showing
We
too much class, Blue.
at this point we know what's happening and it is what it is. And
Uh,
we're gonna head on back.
People have families, hobbies. Come on, man. Everybody wants to play.
All right, let's see what we have
Uh,
left going on here as far as games. That game is still actively going on. Let's take a look at table number 12.
look, normal game going on, right?
Sigismar
Aha, there we
versus
go.
a Goal Ring. Goal Ring takes a long time, but not quite as long as that Lindaway player just cycling through their deck multiple times. Cole was talking about Trace being a problem. I'd rather watch Trace bug fix cycle forever than keep on watching that. Either way, we are with a slight advantage here for the Sigismar player, but a lot of cards available for the Goal Ring at the moment. We will see a license withdrawal coming out from the Goal Ring, gonna hit that monolith, not gonna allow the Sigismar to get too many static characters, and the Sigismar is gonna pass immediately. So if the Goal Ring has it, this is a good chance for them to just get the double advance and take the lead. They're gonna set themselves up here with the Mescatet, which will be enough to block and advance at this point, especially after playing the spy that we see from reserve. I think we may have lost LGO there, but in the meantime, I'll go ahead and keep on talking, and they'll just stay frozen on screen until we get things moving. We'll more than likely get to see Interesting. Oh, so the Gold Ring opted not to advance over on the hero side because they wanted to maintain the advantage from the Mescatet. Good play, so they can try to just get the 2-0 advance here, especially with only 3 cards available for the Sigismar player, and gonna have to deal with a 2/2/2 on either side of the board,
So,
essentially a Buddha setup. There's Geo, back at it, no longer frozen.
here I am. Yeah. No, we burn over here. Every day we be burning. Not no, I'm just kidding. And field reinforcements, the rare now you rarely see the common version, which is fine. Fine a lot. Oh, there it is. Ah,
Sigismar able to show you the common version, gonna get a draw and a token, not gonna be quite as good as the Gold Ring setup. Only 5 mana left, 3 cards in hand. Gold Ring gonna throw out that Spy for the time being. Still has 6 mana. Gonna have the mana advantage as well as the hand advantage. More than likely, looking at a possibility to 2-0 this game and get the victory. We will see the Spy come out, and it's gonna hit the field reinforcements just in case this game goes another turn. At the meantime, though,
guessing.
we're just gonna see an Ortis Crier.
I like this card. I don't know how I can make it work, but I really like the Ortiz Crier.
It's just a solid one cost card in general,
Yep.
so can't blame anyone for trying it.
Oh, and the teamwork training comes out. The classic. We getting rid of. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the goal ring is going to be able to pass on both sides, especially with that Ortiz Geek. You good about that? You good? Oh, and a charge.
It's
Make it
not a
even
card that
worse.
we get not a card we get to see a lot these days. Used to be a big component of the Ortis deck, especially when you were playing the starter decks, but now it's being used by the Gold Ring player to lock this game down. Nothing left for the Sigismar to do, and they will be the victor here in round 3 of the AWOL Season 3 Wednesday Weekly number 11. Let's see what we have still going on
Congratulations.
here and seeing if that Lindaway is still cycling through their deck or not.
They're at. Where's this game at? Where's this game at? They're at 70%, right? Oh no. Is that the game? No, I went to another
It
one.
does look like it is no
It
longer being
ended.
played. I don't know if Shroomf just gave up or if they finally got all of the small steps to go through everything. In the meantime, there is only one other game being left here in the Swiss round 3, table number 4. We'll take a look at that to see what we have left.
Triss versus Sigismar. And there's Jack Cross, so that Ada's not going to get played if the player really wants to seal the deal, right? Only three or they only have three more resources.
That could be the case. They also may just want to save it and see if Trace is gonna use their ability and gonna let them play the Ada Lovelace potentially, especially since it is a common and it doesn't do quite as much unless they put a permanent to the reserve. And since there is one already out on the board, the chances are that the Trace may just not have what they need to get the card draw. We'll have to see how the Sigismar decides to play this. They could just go with what they have in hand first and save the Jack Frost, but they are going to use it right away. They're going to hit the Ada
Immediately.
Lovelace, and they're going to see what the Trace has from its hero ability and then throwing something into reserve.
No, just the hook and draw card.
Yeah, we'll see the Trace ability eventually, though. No one's going to give up on free
Of
turn.
course. No, never. It'll happen.
And with the Sigismar being low on resources, that hooked will be a big factor as well. Because if the Sigismar can't block the Trace on that companion zone, it means that the Trace gets a free win and they will not be able to take this game. So the only thing that would save the Sigismar at this point would be something that's low cost or something that doesn't go out on the expedition zone that can get hit. by the hooked, but even if that's the case, I have to imagine that the trace player does have some type of slow play to be able to wait and play something on the next card. But, the gift itself
Okay.
is not a bad one here to get some card draw and still allow them to have some mana.
Give them more options now, and still, that four is still dangerous. There goes the Trist effect. Tapping it. Oh, of course you want more resources. Put that down there. This
And
is
it will
solid.
allow for
I think
continued
it's
slow
solid.
play at this point, getting the one
Yep.
stat they need on the companion zone, and they can still utilize that hooked again. Even if the Sigismar has enough cards here, it's gonna be difficult for them to be able to deal with the hooked and anything else that the Trace has, especially if they wanted to continue to slow play with that frozen delivery. Mana will become a factor here for both these players to determine who
Ordis,
can finally set this one out.
Ordis troopers. Unless you got two of those up in hand and something else that's low cost and pretty high up there that sets that up to see it happening. Yeah, you play an Ordis trooper on companion side, plays the resupply or the hook, whatever. You play another one. That's the only way to drag it out. Ah, I see it difficult for the City player. Good
It does
job,
look like
Mount
that is
S.
the case. They do
Ah,
have a second Jack Frost, though, and they're opting to hit the frozen delivery. So they must feel like they have something to deal with the hooked. Otherwise, they put themselves in a pretty rough spot here.
yeah,
They must have 2 one-cost characters. It's the only thing
they
that would make
have to
sense
have it.
here. They will have to deal though with that well-statted Keylon Elemental who threw down another one cost. So we know that there are
I think
2
that's
plays,
game.
yeah, 2 plays left here for the Trace player. They can't utilize their Haven for a boost, but they can utilize the burst as well as draw with the hooked. And at this point, the Sigismar has to play a character, and it will more than likely get hooked, which means this game is almost over unless I there is some type of 1 or 2
Another
cost hung
Jack Frost.
yeah,
No, no, that wouldn't even work.
1 or 2 cost
Another,
hunger that will help them
yeah,
out here, but we'll see
no.
if, what they got.
Yeah, because if they drop the Orders Recruit on that side, they just play the Keylon cylinder and then drop the other one, and all they have to do is, yeah, they'd be 4 if he has the two, but then one of them would be hooked. And
It
that's the
would be
best that
it
I'm
would be
seeing.
hooked, and they'd also have to deal with the Keylon cylinder that would get a boost and put the
Yep.
at a 5 stat. We do get a 1 cost play here in the form of an Aegis Templar. More than likely gonna see the hooked play here, no reason not to. I guess they could throw the cylinder, but the hooked seems like more likely an option just to get card draw, maybe. Maybe they wanna save it for something else. There's not a lot they can do with 1 mana though, so yeah, we will see the
Yeah.
hooked, get some card draw, move that token over there. Trace saying, "You know what? You can go ahead and have that hero side. I'm just gonna win the game over on the companion side, if you don't mind."
Good deal. Bravo, bravo. Called it. Tried to stack it on that side, but couldn't. Yep. Those Keylon elementals, yeah. They really they're solid cards.
Indeed, they are. It's gonna take everything that Trace has to win this game, but that's all they need. We get a 1 for 1. Trace able to take the victory. Final victory here in this Swiss round number 3. We're gonna head to round number 4 here for the AWOL and
Baba booey, baba booey, baba booey.
to
I'm only
see
doing it three
who
times. It's
will
more
take
natural.
the victory. Head on back. Do do do. As mentioned, once again, want to thank everyone that has joined us thus far. You are watching the Altered Weekly Online League Season 3, Wednesday Weekly, number 11. We're into the Swiss round 4. Players are just getting matched up now. Kohlrabi finally gets a victory here with a bye. Congratulations, Cole, getting your first win. I know it's a big one for you. Tough match, I'm sure. In the meantime, let's take a look at what we got going on here. as far as matches. Only 4 undefeated players left in the top 2 tables. We can go ahead and take a look at one of those, or we can go into something else. I'm down to take a look, though. I'm taking a look at table 1. Should be a fun matchup, I think.
Yes. All the marbles.
And Bria
Those are
Danwater, both really good players, both players that we've seen a lot online. Should be a fun match here to watch in this round 4.
he was our top USA player. All the marbles. Yep, he pushed us through with I believe a Lyra fight. Lyra? Yeah.
You
Or
talking
was
about
it Lyra?
the EU BGA qualifier?
Yeah, yeah. Was it Lyra that he was playing?
He's
Yeah,
playing
yeah. He was
Navenka
playing
originally.
Navenka.
Yeah, but,
Yep.
I know,
Ooh,
Marbles
mirror
does
match.
like to play other Lyra characters. Finn was a big hero for them. We'll see if we get to see that here this time around. But it is going to be an Itzadi mirror matchup. What fun.
Oh, and gonna ramp up quick for both of them apparently.
We do get to see a double advance right away here for Bria Danwater getting to be able to throw out 2 tiny gens as we do get to see some ramp happening for marbles on the bottom Itzadi.
Yeah, like they're immediately going for it. They know what they're here for. Ramping stuff up. Hmm. Here's a here's a champion I never thought would be that viable, and now he's super strong. People are just having so much fun with him, and I like it. Coming out with another Swift Gin. Did you play the common one the other time? Here it
Another
is.
ramp up here for
Yep.
their this is just day 2 at this point and already up to 6 mana, being able to throw out a
Not
Haven
joking.
Sarengar and put it in a pretty good spot here. So we're gonna look at to see who can outramp the other as we get the weight here from the top Itzadi on Bria Danwater, not trying to ramp anymore, doesn't feel like they can do anything with that tiny gen, so just gonna keep the resources and be 1 mana down going into day 3.
Smart. That would have been enough of the ship, but now it's strong. They needed the forest to pass. So, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't want to rush it. There's no need apparently. Now it's 7. And there it is. That side to interrupt, I'm guessing as well. Mm-hmm. Haven
More than
Serengar's
likely,
got to be played.
yeah, we probably gonna see the Sarengar played here at some point. We're gonna have to wait to see how they wanna play this one. They are at 7 heroism counters, so they have been utilizing that ability to get some card draw in on top of ramping with that Swift Gen and the like. We will go ahead and just start it off though with a 1 cost play, potentially trying to save that
Ooh.
Sarengar for a block, and they will have to utilize it now if they so choose as a common Mighty Gen gets played, this time for the top of Faunus and Bray Downwater. Now the question becomes, do we have enough for that? And does not think so, and is just happy to
Nope.
take the advance and then block with a
Tie.
rare Mighty Gen, not something we see a lot of in the setup for Itzadi, typically using those rare slots elsewhere and just being happy with the ramp coming from the common Mighty Gen.
Yep. No. This is Saudi really does not want to get rid of his draw cards. He's like, hey, if I'm based on that, then I have other cards that do that as well. And it seems to be working out for him for the moment. More resources, just behind 1 on the mana total, and yeah, I think uh, I think they've got a solid foundation, to take this home. All the marbles, of course. Vamos,
Definitely,
Bredana, water.
definitely seems like
Sorry,
the
sorry,
could
sorry. I went
you're
for an
good, you're good,
Argentine
you're good, you're good. We do get to see the point here of Bria Downwater being ahead on the mana advantage at this point, though, after utilizing that common Mighty Djinn, but we do see the rare Mighty Djinn coming out here from Marbles, who is currently one spot down on the tumult.
Oh,
And the
that is
big
one of my
whale
favorite
does
cards.
come out here. It will
Yeah,
have tough three Kaibara counters
Ibarra.
at this point. Big guy, and it's gigantic. We'll see if Marbles has anything to at least try to go one for one here. Otherwise, it may be a little difficult. And we will see a rare
Yeah,
version of the Veilmon that, unless you have 8 or more mana orbs, is Defender. And if I have 10 or more, is gigantic, but it has enough solid stats to get them over on that side, get the one for one, but still is down here, and we'll have to deal with that Kaibara once again from reserve potentially.
and
But
now it has 10. Now it can become in gigantic, right? Next turn.
the Veilmon would, yes, if that they
Yeah,
get one more mana. So we'll have to
there it is.
see if we even get to see the Kaibara come out again from Bria Downwater on the top. It's Saudi, and it looks like that's all they have. And they're going to use it for the draw. Going to let Marbles play for free here and see if they can do anything to counter it.
I think you got this, Marbles. I think you can stop him at least on one side. Oh, there's that confidence.
We get the pass.
Yep, nothing else. Or like maybe a fire rabbit just to make it a little bit worse. Get everything nice. Ah, there it be.
And the hunger in and of itself is just enough. It doesn't matter at this point because it's not getting targeted as far as being tough. It just gets discarded at this point. Gets
Yeah,
a free 1 for 0 for the play and will get a card draw off of it. But all that means now at this point is that we're dead even, and both players have the exact same amount of cards in hand at this moment. The only difference is that Marbles on the bottom at Saudi has a one, maybe two mana advantage, one mana advantage after this start of the noon phase.
yeah. One land advantage and the hunger in reserve. That's it. Yep. What's this? Oh, the energy bar. Nice. Oh, come on. You didn't have to do that. Good. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Uh, just the hunger and the response. Why not? You're hungry. I'm hungry too. I'll take it. But with a
Yeah,
lot more resources for all the marbles to respond. Let's see.
yeah, it'll be interesting. We may get a hunger on hunger again. We got to see that in the EU BGA qualifier. One hunger played and then another hunger hungered the hunger. But,
Oh,
I'm thinking that's probably not gonna be the case. We'll have to see how this one turns out, though. We did get one of those Eat Me energy bars immediately discarded, so maybe
no.
Marbles was thinking about getting that Sakurabru play in, but it looks like it was thwarted for the meantime, but still has 9 mana. Could still play a Sakurabru if they want it.
Could work. Yeah. Because what is it? Energy bar. Yeah, you're right. It's two. There it is. Sorry, bro. It didn't work out. Your hideous play. I'm just kidding. It's genius, and I envy it.
Haven Warrior comes out, forcing them to play another card, and a Tiny Djinn's not a bad one to play. So, use
Oh,
resources being used everywhere at this moment just to stay ahead on the tumult. Now, after sending their opponent back one, Marbles is just 2 advances away, but has only 3 cards, now 5, maybe 4, depending on the mana situation. Whereas Bria Downwater on the top at Saudi will have the hand advantage at the moment, and they are both at 8 heroism counters. And realistically, anything can happen. I've I've doubted Itzadi before when down, and they've found a way to win, especially at the Dallas World Championship qualifier. So we'll see if either of these players can come up with a big play. We have seen one hunger used apiece, and it could be more. And hey, how you doing, Insane?
and there it is. Now it has gigantic. I would have thought it would have wanted to give it that boost. But all right, that's just me. That was a free 2-2 on both sides. But, and that's why this player is almost at the 400 at ELO.
Well, we do see the Theseus come out here using the ability just to recycle itself at the moment.
All right, intriguing.
Almost
Hmm.
thought for a second that they would use it for something else, but at the moment, yeah,
Yeah,
and
that was
Saudi is good. I don't know about S tier insane, but I am happy to see Saudi do well. Definitely making Bravos, in my opinion, the overall strongest faction just uniformly. Whether they have the highest highs or not, I'm not sure. They definitely could be made an argument that Kojo is up there, but at the moment, I don't think really anyone can argue that across all 3 heroes being playable and at a high enough level to win things, I feel like Bravos is definitely this is their time to shine, if you will.
yeah. Depending on the cards that come out in the next booster, I don't. I'm not liking the new hero. I definitely feel like the Muna one is a lot better. The draw and you just get a 1/1 token. Yeah, but, I mean it's the draw a card, right? Never
Right.
something bad. Oh, and Mana Eruption comes in, which you get rid of course, the Sakuraba, right?
And we do see a common mana eruption, usually used to those rare versions, but instead we get the common version to get some more boost on that gigantic hunger. Something you always have to pay attention to anytime a card is discarded. That hunger does get more boost, and when it is gigantic, it does make a difference. But we will see a common Mighty Jin being played here. Interesting because we did see Marbles previously play a rare version, so they must be doing like a 2-1 or maybe a 1-1 split. And we will get to see that boost being used that you mentioned earlier. 7 to 7 gigantic
Oh,
will be at least one advance here for the top at Saudi. We will get to see some more mana ramp here potentially for the bottom at Saudi and Marbles. Could do double ramp, but instead they're gonna use the stats coming from the Mighty Gen.
thinking that they might not have enough looking at the opponent's cards because it's gonna at the opponent's hands, right? 7 cards minimum, and all the marbles gonna end up with 4 maybe. So yeah, definitely wants to keep those resources. I wouldn't discard anything, but I'm not all the marbles. So
That is true.
uh,
Oh, yeah, insane. We got the official meta report saying it's Saudi is S tier. I mean, the definition of S tier in my mind in, like, true tier lists is kinda skewed because S tier in my head is so broken that it needs to be nerfed. So, no offense to Captain Hurricane, but, that's not how
yeah, right. S
uh,
tier S tier would be
tier
like a
lists work.
deck that anybody can like, or a hero that anybody would play and be able to immediately understand
Just my
and
opinion.
win. Yeah,
Just my
right.
opinion. But yeah, I could see how stats wise and conversion rates it would be up there. But I reserve S tier for craziness. Yeah, I could see A tier. I could buy into that low A tier. Who else was in the top tier? Insane. I haven't taken a look at that.
S tier has to had to be Waru at the beginning.
I can't.
Had to
I can.
be.
Yeah, I haven't taken a look at that video. I mean, Warrior did have a good conversion rate in the EU BJ qualifier.
Like if he's still viable after that huge nerf it got, imagine right now people would still be playing that
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Insane. Unless something else pops up at the moment, I feel pretty happy with the meta and seeing what everyone can do with it will be interesting, especially for the World Championship qualifier. And seeing what I mean, we got a balance between aggro. We have a lot of engine building decks here with like Itsadia and Golrang that are still viable as well. We have people that play the for fun stuff of hostage going on, just a lot that you can mess with. So should be interesting to see how that all turns out at the very end. But yeah,
Ooh,
I'll
unique.
have to check out the video. Curious to see what other heroes made that top tier as we get a unique Haven Warrior out on the board that has a 4 for 4, good stats of 524. And then when I leave the expedition zone, you may pay 1. If you do, you may put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. There's just a lot of mana going on here, as is
Yeah,
customary for Itzadi.
and companion and hero tips are touching, so got to be in this turn, I believe. There's got to be a huge, insane of a tie, of a way of a tie, but I don't see it. Both of them have enough resources where they can get away with it, and making something else cost even less. Great.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning and saying that conversion rate does probably help Waru, but the problem is with that kind of conversion rate setup is sample size, and you just need bigger sample sizes to actually get a true tier list, in my opinion. But either way, I can complain all day. We get 2 of those Scholars Vaults, like you mentioned before, not something we see in every single Itzadi deck, but we do see another Hunger come out here. I believe that is the second one for Marbles, both players having played 2 Hungers, or is it just
Yes.
1 for Brea at this point?
No, one for Brea. Yeah, you're right. One for Brea and two for all the marbles so far.
Both players at 9 heroism counters. Marbles only 1 advance away from taking this game, but we've seen 2 Sakurabus from them, where we've seen none from Brea on the top at Saudi, so that may be coming. We do see a rare physical training coming out. If only that hunger was fleeting, we'd see some gigantic going on, but can still play it again. They just need 1 more advance. Lot of mana left though for Brea on the top, and since they're still playing quick, I have to imagine they have some type of removal to deal with that hunger. And if they do, and Marbles doesn't put out another character, that could be a 2-0 for Brea, and they're
He,
able to take this
he's,
Saudi mirror
he's
matchup.
not a rookie. He's not a rookie. He's going to do that. He's going to put up his Haven Serengar, and he's going to boost that one. Yeah, that's how it's going to happen.
We'll have to wait to see what they have. Looks like they're gonna
Oh,
slow play it. Will not be
just
able
for
to use the
scout.
other physical training here. And another Tolarian Skater opposite, this time just for the scout side of things. Slow play for Brea this time around. Only 2 mana
Oh,
left
this is
here for Marbles. They're gonna have to use, I have to imagine, maybe a Duel of Grit here or another character, but I think it's probably some
Mana
type of,
Eruption rare.
yeah, of interaction more than likely. We'll have to see that is the if that is the case. If they do though, depending on what they pick, they'll have to deal with whatever Brea has for 7 mana, which could be removal themselves, and all they need to do is play the Skater and a removal, and that just may be GG.
You're right on point, Blue. Dang. I see it now somewhat difficult for him. Yeah. Well, this is why we're here, right? These are the fun games. Does that make us pick our brains? This is a good one. But what?
It
There it
is
is.
indeed.
Called it.
And we do see the Duel of Grit come out here, and unfortunately, it is not the rare either, so it doesn't discard as far as the Haven Serengar, which would help boost up the hunger even that much more and prevent the Itzadi from having any more resources. So we will see that Skater come out. 4 mana left means any 2 cost removal will do it, and they're just going to use the Theseus as removal, this time on the hunger. That's all they needed. We did know that was already in hand, so they didn't need any other removal.
Oh,
Skater
we're gonna
is
give it the
enough here
boost.
to play on that side. Gonna give the other one a boost, and it will be a 2-0 for Brea on the top at Saudi. GG's to both players. That was a close one.
That was a very good one. He kept that. He kept rebounding that Theseus like crazy. Yeah. We were just questioning like, why? Okay, okay. I see. He doesn't want to get rid of it. You just use it as so much mana. You can use it as your after you, right? And so that was a good one.
Good game here in the Swiss round 4 of the Altered Weekly Online League Season 3, Wednesday Weekly, number 11. Once again, I want to thank everyone that has joined us thus far. We are knee deep into this round 4. We got to watch it at Saudi Mirror, so that was fun. But there are plenty other games. We are not going to go to table 6 where we know a Lindaway resupply deck is waiting for us. let's see what else that we have available to us for these games.
11.
We can go to 11. Let's go ahead and take a look at 11. I think we've watched at least Shrimp before. I'm not sure if it was
Yeah,
second.
we watched Shroom. I think that was the Akesha that suffered under the Linda Will, wasn't it? Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I believe we did get to watch this other player for a slight amount of time. They do have 2 uniques on the board between
Oh,
a
yeah.
Tomo Gozen that we've seen before and a Haven Bouncer that if you have a landmark, you can sabotage as well as reserve landmark, gain 2 boosts.
Pretty good one. Dang. If only it was 3-3-3. Only it was 3-3-3. Perfect. And out comes the Moonlight Jellyfish.
Not a card we
Chill
see out
band.
Yeah, not a card we get to see a lot outside of the Lindaway. And, oh, the Kojo player is not gonna even use the bouncer, gonna instead opt to wait and say, "If you have it, use your resources to block me." And they do have what they need to block. They may have been able to lock this game down here, depending on what the Kesha had, but instead, feeling comfortable in the following day, gonna be able to sabotage, gonna be able to boost things up, gonna be able to draw, and gonna be in a good position,
And
especially on a
Buddha.
Buddha turn.
Yeah. It all works out for him. Do you think they get rid of it? I draw the card. You already have more mana. Just
Yeah,
draw the card.
no reason not to.
Yep. I really do think this could be for the Buddha player, the Kojo player. Never mad about that.
Indeed, and we do have an interesting spot where the Kesha player is down on mana as well, so likely been some ramp for the Kojo and maybe even a skipped day or 2 by the Kesha, we'll have to see. We do
Just
immediately get to see
sabotage.
that Sabotage coming out, and they're just gonna stack up as much as they can on one side, just trying to get the 1-0 or even the 1-1 to take this game. Gonna target the Pasiphae instead of the Moonlight Jellyfish, which makes sense. We'll have to see if anything else comes of that. This is the common jellyfish, so it will not get the benefit of helping you draw if it's fleeting after being sacrificed.
I think that's game unless there's something that is a board fight. Yeah.
No
Nope.
hunger
Not gonna
available
be enough.
for the Akesha at the moment. We just do see the scribbling starfish and
A fun
another
card.
another one cost from the Kojo player as a response.
The
Kraken!
Kraken.
That
I
is
have not seen that card in so long, and it's such a fun card to see come out.
it is enough
Look
to
at
put
that.
themselves ahead at the moment, but there still is one card left, and a duel of grit will be enough to remove the jellyfish, but not allow them to double or single advance at the moment.
Yep.
Kraken able to do work for the Akesha. Big plays. Don't
That
get
was
to see
awesome.
that very often.
That was cool. That was
Makes
fun.
makes you wonder why they are gonna yeah, we'll have to
Talk to me.
see how that works out, if they're gonna decide to ramp or card draw here off of the Mighty Jin, and they will go for the card draw.
Card draw. That's 7 right there, but still needs to put something on the board if there's no characters for the sacrifice to be made. Yeah. Nope. That was the perfect time for that after you. After you throw something away. So I guess she's choosing right now, right? The Robin's choosing. Am I playing the 7 or am I playing these 2 cards I have in hand? More than likely, it's those 2 cards that player has in hand.
Never know. Big thing is with
Oh, dang.
so seems like they'll have a character and the ability to sacrifice that character with a Kraken, and it is a moth larva, which if there are 2 or more exhausted cards in reserve, create a mana moth. So I have to believe that is gonna be sacrifice fodder, and it's just gonna matter for the Kojo. Can they get 8 stats of water? It doesn't matter because they get sabotaged. That's gonna be a GG.
Oh, you're right there. Yeah, bring him
Akesha
in.
able
Bring
to
Tiny
delay
King.
it, but eventually the Kojo player getting the victory.
Good game, peeps. Good game.
Not gonna get Kraken twice.
Did not allow that to happen. Dang it. Interesting little unique.
GG's to
Okay.
both players. We'll head on back to see if there are any other games left here in round 4 before getting into round 5. Looks like there's 2 left. One of them being the Lindaway deck that I particular am not going to watch. So table 2 it
Yeah, let's
is.
not pay that person any more attention. Just for this tournament, just for this week, man. Next week, come back with an even better deck that doesn't take the whole stream. And Keelan getting their Keelan Cylinder getting those boosts up.
Indeed, we do. We're at a point though that there is still 3 mana left here for the Sigismar player. More than likely, they're going to see a 1 for 1 and see a
Overtime.
arena tiebreaker being played here between this Sigismar and this Trace.
Ooh, you got it. Ghibli. I like this card. Because I don't play. I just played Axiom the other day just with a makeshift deck that I have, and I forgot how fun it was. I really
Yeah.
need to start jumping from Bravos.
Well, no reason to fall asleep. Just go watch the Lindaway player. You're gonna watch a lot of exciting resupplies happening.
Yeah, bunch of them. You get to see all the smush cards down there. It's great. And let's
Hmm.
see you going first. I take it you use that Order Spy immediately so it doesn't get sabotaged or anything like that.
Could be the case. Could decide to use something from hand. Never know at this moment.
Try to do their own sabotage too.
We are at negative
Bam.
time though for the Trace player, but still 5 minutes left in the round potentially. These rounds have been going fairly quickly, even with a Lindaway player
Oh,
that plays cards forever.
well, there we go. Um, exhausted the Ghibli and resupply for a sap sniffer. Coming out with the token of that Order Spy. And we get traceability activated. What's going into the resupply. Can't be mad at that. Can't be
Indeed,
mad
you
at that.
can not. We're gonna be able to see a lot coming out of the Trace tier. We'll have to see how the Sigismar is able to respond to that as we get another resupply into a
Oh,
hooked, which is good for card draw, but not so much helping you deal with stats in an arena tiebreaker, unfortunately.
true that, true that. Out comes the one token for the slow play. You play the sap sniffer, of course. Right? Roll out.
Well, they may want to save the Sap Sniffer to be able to augment, so we may get to see that Frankenstein come out. Yeah, Frankenstein will come out here to either boost or resupply. It just depends on what they have as far as what's available to them. So I'm assuming they're probably going to go for the boost with already being down on the board as far as stats are concerned, and give themselves a
I'd
boost
go with that.
and be able to augment using the sap sniffer, but they use it for the resupply. So it means that they just felt like they didn't have enough available to them at the moment. And that
And
Keylon
that's not bad to
elemental
resupply. Yeah.
that Keylon elemental will be helpful and to get some stats, but I don't know if they have enough overall. They can use the Grims to sacrifice one of their permanents and get out a brass bug for more stats. And that may just be the play between the Keylon elemental, Grims, and then augmenting with the sap sniffer as a teamwork training hits the Frankenstein.
Unfortunate for him. See, you got the 5 right there where you can use the Keylon, Elemental, the Sap Sniffer, and the, yep, there, the Grams. Still being able to put the 2/2/2 on there to make it a 3/4/4 so far. All depends on what he's got.
Should be enough at this point because unless they're, oh, I forgot there's still mana left for the Sigismar. JK.
Yep.
So we'll be able to boost up here to be able to augment things. With the sap sniffer, we'll be able to throw out the Keelon elemental. Should be able to get them up to 7-7 in stats, and then 10 will be enough for mountain. And it looks like we'll be tied,
Then
so into a second tiebreaker.
could be, but no, I think he has more in forest, doesn't he? The top
Oh,
player.
nope, he does in mountain. So yep, never mind. We
Yep.
will have Trace with the victory here after a long dragged out tiebreaker there.
Well, there's one on each, right? It's a 9-9.
Yeah,
It's
so it was a
nine
tiebreaker. I
six.
was right.
Yeah, yeah.
Why'd you try to trick me? Either way,
I mathed the
um,
wrong way.
uh, it'll be interesting here to see what the Trace decides to keep.
Well, they're
Typically,
way
I'm
over time.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
two.
so they are gonna get rid of the hooked, it's not gonna help them in the tiebreaker. I was just curious if they wanted to keep it for the card draw, and they decide not to, instead opting to keep that one cost version of the, um, frozen delivery. I'll also be interested to see if they decide to use the Gibble just for playing it even, instead of for the reserve effect, because it can create a lot of stats depending on what the Sigismar has. Big thing to pay attention though is there is that Jack Frost there, so it can hit any of those things. So won't be able to use the Gibble support ability unless there's something else out on the board for the trace. So they may just want to play it right away and just let the frozen delivery get hit. I don't know.
I would. Yeah, I would. Again, I'm not up there. That's gonna help way more, in my opinion. You're, yep, that's low stats. That's not that high stats. You lose that, but whatever you got in hand has to work, right?
Yep. Luckily, Trace
And
is able to
yep,
use the ability.
never bad to see that. Never.
3
Amelia
cards
says
left for the
keep going.
Sigismar to respond. They're gonna need some removal, I think, though. We'll have to see if that is the case.
Or something in mountain that they're lagging behind on that.
An avalanche would go huge here for the Trace, but I don't think that they're running it here on the bottom. They're
Okay.
boosting right now, so maybe they're trying to augment something here? No, they're just gonna play the "Oh, that hurts,"
Yep.
playing that, so they must have drawn into that with the Trace ability, and that's all they have left. Now it'll be up to the Sigismar, can they make up the stats? They do have the removal that we were talking about, and they are able to hit one of those Amelia
Now you're gonna get
Earharts.
two something that'll give you two forests and two of Shanique. Oh, they're saying GG. That's it. Nope, they just got the one boost.
Yep, they're
Not
only
gonna
gonna
be
be able
enough.
to tie, and it looks like the Trace is going to win with just the single mountain victory.
Good job.
What a double tiebreaker. That the first one was close, and then the second one was close as well. Just one stat away from taking the game is the Sigismar.
Very close. That's what you love to see about this game, right? Just one stat away.
And if we leave this game and that Linda Way is still playing, I'm gonna ask Simon to have them removed entirely. I'm joking, but kinda not. Either way,
No, it's done. It's done.
it is done. We
Yeah.
are going
Baba booey, baba booey. Yes, it's
we are
done.
going into round number 5 here of the AWOL Season 3, Wednesday Weekly 11. I am Blue, Blue Oak TV on YouTube, hashtag ad. Just had a video come out here recently. I am joined today by none other than ElGio. Gio, how you been doing for this event?
I've been doing great. Been liking seeing the amount of Bravasis out there still representing. Goldrang has been very impressive. Yeah, there's been a bunch of players. We got to see our hero, our USA champion, automatic and hero. All the marbles lose right now. You know what happens to the best of us, brother. Good luck in the next one. But yeah, it's been awesome seeing these people play. Josecito is in here. Has he left? If he's, how come we have not seen a round of that man? I did not see him here. Where's he at? Yeah, where's his table at? Traumatized with this man. Ah, well, I can't find him.
Go
Probably left.
ahead. You don't see anyone in particular. I'm gonna go head to table 6.
All right, heading to table 6. I don't think we've seen. Have we seen any of these players yet?
Table 6, we have
Oh yes,
Canadians versus French, Akesha versus Tasia.
brother versus brother.
I'm pretty sure this isn't your standard Tasia because we get to see a tiny Jin coming out here and start ramping
Wh-
things up.
Why do you need the extra mana ramp? Huh? Going for those big cards?
I think you're
Those
muted at the
flaggers?
moment, Geo.
Oh, could be. Or did I freeze up again?
While we wait for Geo to figure some stuff out here, we'll go see what the Akesha is going to do on their end. They started us off with a After You, so they have a free side here, and they are just going to play the Studious Disciple. Tasia pass. Kesha doesn't need to do anything else here. They're going to save up on resources, one for one, but Tasia gets to ramp up. Geo's going to figure out their issues in the meantime.
Am I here?
Still can't hear you, Geo.
Oh shoot! Really? I have
Maybe it's
no
on my
idea
end.
why.
Probably on my end, actually. Because your
Oh, let's see if
audio
they
is
can hear
coming
me.
through on
Uh,
OBS.
I don't want to continue talking because I think we'll be talking over each other. But what do we do here?
Well, let's go ahead and figure out what my problem is. Feel free to talk a little
That's
bit,
odd.
Gio. You are coming through as far
Okay.
as audio, I think.
All right. So I'm
Yeah,
just going to
coming up on my
continue
end.
narrating,
I
and
just can't hear you.
now being played in is Kitsune. I really hate to see that card in my deck, but I love when other people play it. Yeah, give me a card. I got no problem with that. Player draws a card. Hey, you can have one, but you give me one. That's pretty cool. Hate giving my opponents. It makes me feel icky. No, no, we're friends. Oh, I hate this card even more. Freaking Baku, just such an over. Like I, the thing is, you expected it at the beginning of Altered, but now you rarely see it, and when it comes out, it really hits. Like, ugh. That's the whole reason you want to use everything you have in reserve, right? Because you're afraid of the sabotage sometimes. You might aware of it's coming, but Baku just sideswiped. And this is the one that that's two cards that get thrown away. It's such a great card. It's got okay stats too. A 2/2/2. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean,
All right, we back.
still puts your numbers up there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just accidentally
Yay!
muted my audio for some reason. Either way, we're good here to keep on watching. We do have a dead even set up here on the tumult, and we do get to see a Baku, not a card we get to see played a lot.
Just talking about that it's so devastating nowadays, right? Because you don't expect it now. At the beginning, you used to, but now it's just look at that, look at that. Has to get rid of something. Shoot, you could have used that the next turn unless he has another one already.
Sure enough, you spoke, and Erlea is able to deliver, holding on to 2 Hydracenas, what probably planning on getting the double Hydracena play here, but has to discard one of them. But now it becomes a game for the Akesha player. Can they get rid of that Hydra? If not, they're probably gonna have to give up on that companion side, and we're just gonna see a battle constantly over on the hero side. No mana here for Erlea. Could we see that 3rd Hydrocina coming out?
No mana. They're laying on discard. No. Ooh, interesting. Bold move. Bold move. But and we're getting something else with anchored for the time being.
Infernal Cone Man instead. Not a bad anchored card here. Still 3 mana left here for the Muna player. And Akesha's going to have to try to figure out how to get around these big bodies. Removal could be limited for them at the moment, instead opting to keep rares like Baku to try to prevent things from happening. And we will see another Baku come out. So I
Another
just
one. Just
will that will not be an option. One Kitsune left to play if they so choose. May opt to just hold on to this and see if they can use, and they will hold on to the resources. Not a bad play here.
yeah, I don't see him having. for two, another two to be able to, or three of resource to be able to jump the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Kesha's really hoping that she's players really hoping that they're going to grab something that'll be able to get rid of the Hydrocada.
Yeah, could still use the Baku here, especially if the Tage player ends up manaing this turn, which they may not need to, and opt to keep both cards in hand. But the problem is using that Baku does cost 4, and that means that you're only putting 4 for 4 cost, 2 stats worth of card on the field, and with you being 2 spots down on the tumult and having to deal with that Hydrocina every turn, you're probably not looking like you're in a
They
good
got
spot.
they got trigger happy. They got trigger happy. They're like, oh, this like he's running out of resources quicker, quicker, quicker. But it doesn't matter. That could have look at the body that you got to deal with, you got to contend with right now. Unless you're hoping on for that removal in the long game, I just a lot to bet on, right? That's how I see it.
Yeah, so a long decision here from Coleman on the Akesha. Assume that's how you say it. I could be wrong, or it could be Kulimon. Kulium? I don't know. Either way,
Goleum. Go with
um,
that. No, I'm just kidding.
Akesha player is still deciding on what to do here. Taking their time.
Very much so. Oh, I got people in on Facebook already telling me that in Mexico it's starting to open up. Yeah, the major cities, people are starting to get together to play this stuff. So bravo to that. Yeah.
Nice. It's always good to see things expand a little bit as far as the game is concerned. As
More
we
people
finally
out
get a
there, the more.
decision here, and the Tage will not mana again here, so fearing the Baku play potentially, trying to keep as many resources as possible. They do have that bountiful meadow out, so it does allow for cost reduction a little bit.
Yeah, yep, true that. And there's the after you, of course. Why not use it? Soon it gets put out. Wonder why on that side though. I would have preferred her on the other side, but okay, it's just me. Because her
Probably
stats would have
just
been stronger.
yeah, probably just verifying just in case Akesha was able to find the removal for the Hydrocina potentially, or even something like a beauty sleep option. We will see the discard of the Requiem, and they will play the Tiny Gen for stats there. Good spot for them to have that. I'm sure the
Ooh,
Tate is looking to end this game right now with a 2-0, so that way they don't have to deal with anything any further.
I think they can do it because at the most, if he has two beauty sleeps, she can just put one side to sleep and still not. Oh no, that's it. This game, good game.
That will be
Got trigger
game
happy, man.
indeed.
You got trigger happy. I know it's nice to see them throw away their cards, but I'm sure you had something else, man. Right? Why abuse the? That's all they played. The
That
Bakus.
that will be an uncharacteristically fast game compared to what we've seen thus far. Erlea on the Tasia able to get the victory there. We'll head on back
Okay.
here in the Swiss round 5 for the AWOL Season 3 Wednesday Weekly number 11 to see what we have going on here. Still plenty of games to watch if we so choose. Let's go ahead and take a look at table 1. Why not? This is round 5. Should be looking at some top players. We'll go to game.
Oh, we've seen both of these players. Yeah.
We have indeed. So it is an Sadi versus Trace matchup. Sadi actually in the lead here and having a mana advantage, but Trace does have the engine online with the counters. So it should be interesting to see if they can catch up. And a card I didn't expect to see because we didn't see it earlier, an Eros common for Brea Downwater.
Interesting deck. I'm hoping you win. Hoping you win. That way I get to see your decks. It'll be interesting. I want to see what you're playing with and why. Intrigued.
Either way, probably going to be in the top cut, so we'll be able to see what they're doing overall.
Oh, that's how that worked. Yeah.
Ramp Tasia games usually are very fast. Yeah, I mean, especially if you hit your ramp, right? So, did you end up hitting all 3 of your tiny gens there? It looked like it. Maybe just 2. But, yeah, that and Bountiful Meadow. Who needs more than 6 mana, right? Just just need 6 mana to play your, hydras anyway. We do see a
Oh, there's your
unique
hint.
coming out here if you wanna read that off.
I gain anger at noon sabotage. Cute.
Yeah, not much more than you need.
Hmm, it works. Let's see what the response from our Axiom player. Thinking about it.
Has a full 7 mana left. Looks like the
I'm
it's
going.
not yeah,
I'm just going for a bit little one. Say goodnight, little one. Be right back.
no worries. Looks like the Itzadi player is trying to focus on one side here, potentially to try to just zigzag a little bit, get the individual advance, and be able to maintain their 2 tumult lead and put themselves adjacent to get an individual advance to win this game. But they will have to deal with the full mana Trace at this point and only having 2 mana themselves. Trace does activate their ability. We'll have to see what gets thrown to reserve here. Gonna be a nice little rare Axiom Salvager. More than likely, I feel like they're probably gonna save that Dr. Frankenstein for a following turn to maybe start sabotaging, but it won't matter this time around because the Itzadi isn't going to have anything in reserve to sabotage. So you may as well throw the Frankenstein out here if you're trying to get sats. But we'll have to contest with that 9 water. Not sure if they can do it. They have 6 mana shown in reserve where they can get up to 4, 6, 8 total with the Haven, which won't be enough. So it'll have to come down to what they have in hand if that's what they decide to play. They could also just decide to use the Grimm's ability, and that will give the additional stats that they need to get to the 10 water with what they have just in the reserve. But that would require them to get rid of that armor jammer because I assume they wouldn't get rid of the Haven and get that individual advance. But at this moment, I think it may be worth it. But instead, they opt for the boom. They're going to get rid of the salvager and boom the Eros and put themselves in a spot to maybe double. They'd have to have another one cost. Never mind. No, the Grims don't work. They're going to utilize that Dr. Frankenstein to get over, and they just need one more one cost to get the double advance to work out there. They're going to resupply into a Helon Elemental, which won't help them at the moment, and they don't have the one cost. So they could have double advanced if they used all 3 cards in reserve and got rid of their armor jammer, but it looks like they wanted to hold on to it and not use all their resources. So interesting play there. In the meantime, we do get the 1 for 0 for the Trace, and they're still one spot down on the Tumult.
And what do you get rid of? The Grims or the Keylon right now with that the effect?
What are you talking about?
Ooh. The effect of the at noon he gets the sabotage. That's unique.
Yeah, we
Ugh.
still gotta wait for noon phase. We don't know quite yet. They're still doing mana
Oh
here.
shoot.
I almost would have preferred the Trace make that play of using all 3 cards in reserve because at that point they wouldn't have had anything in reserve to be sabotaged. Maybe they could have. Yeah, they would have had one because of the
Yeah.
resupply from the Frankenstein, but they could have 2-0'd and put themselves even. Granted, it would have used a lot of their resources, but they would have essentially been in a pretty similar
Closer.
position. I don't know. We'll have to see how it turns out
Yeah.
for them. It's Saudi still with the lead and still the advantage at this point, I have to imagine.
Well, it could be. Yeah. More mana, more cards in hand, and the anchor character that. Yep. Got it for him. But we're seeing the Elon Elemental come out with the boost.
Yep, gonna utilize it right away before it gets hit. Uh-oh, we see a candy bar. 7 mana left.
no.
Could mean only one thing potentially.
Oh, right now is that Punisher meme, right? Oh no, 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 no. And it is the common version. Yeah.
And we have seen a boom come out for already. Oh, and the Grims! A Grims will be a huge hit here, especially being able to play and hit that candy bar, not allowing the double Sakurabu. Good play here from the Trace, being able to counter that
Nice.
setup coming from the Itzadi.
And it's just a straight up, yeah, yeah, just discard. Ooh, why this side though? Well, yeah, it makes sense. Why do you want to put the other one back where all three of them are available? Yeah, just to where the one element.
Indeed.
Yep.
Still 4 mana left, though, for the Trace, so they have the possibility to try to catch up here depending on what they have in hand and what stats they can throw forth. I feel like they could be able to hit the 3. I don't know if they'll be able to hit 4. Depends on what they have. Obviously, another Keylon Elemental would be nice, but I don't know if that will be the case. And then other than
Elon
that,
and Amelia. No,
yeah.
Amelia's three from hand.
Ooh, a
Oh,
hook
the
is
hook.
coming out. That'll be helpful for the card draw,
Nice.
and that will allow a 1 for 0 here, and that's all they need. Could throw one more out
Taking it
there if they
away
have
from the
another
Asadi.
character. Do they have another character? Did they get another character card draw? They didn't, it
They
looks
want
like,
to
and that frozen
resupply.
delivery into a permanent is not what you wanna see. Unfortunate in that scenario. Probably just trying to get any one cost if they could, maybe an Amelia Earhart, but they are not able to, and we will still see the Itzadi maintain the advantage on the Tumult.
You get rid of the Tech Lab, right? Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
no reason to keep it.
Nope. We could have waited and sabotage one of these, right? But I don't think you want to. I think, yeah, too. Ooh, I think that's a nice support ability, but you're not using that unique again. I'm guessing.
Could use it for the stats. It wouldn't be a bad spot for the water side of things on the companion side, but it does cost 3 to do it.
Heavy. And later could just be, hooked again.
Be curious to
They're
see
there.
if if there's any hungers left for Bria as well. That could be a big card at this point.
Oh yeah,
Gosh.
right. He was playing two or one. No, all the marbles the one that played two.
Yeah. We'll have to see how it turns out here.
And a sabotage that hooked needs to leave. Oh no!
Yeah, hidden the frozen delivery, not gonna allow them to slow play as much as possible.
Yep, definitely more terrified of that than of the good draw card
8 heroism
or
counters.
remove stats. Go
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, 8 heroism for counters for the Asadi. We do remember that the Asadi did play a Kaibara at one point too, so that could be something to look out for on future days.
Ouch! You're gonna get rid of the like rubber. Nope. Of lesser cost. One. Mhm.
Low resources for the Traced as well, though. Can use the Hooked to get some card draw, and the Asadi's just gonna throw down with the Sakurabu 4 costs.
Right side too, just in case wants to play that hook now. Ooh, think he plays it for the resupply? Yeah, so that way anything that's down there can get sabotaged when these things get removed. Oh no, it's not the rare. That's upsetting. But species gets played. Okay.
Yeah, just a lot of back and forth at this point. Both players trying to utilize their mana to be able to be the last person to play here and take the game. The Atadi player now in the position potentially to put themselves adjacent and try to win this game on the following day. But they'll have to deal with the Trace that still has 6 mana left to them, but only 1 card in hand, so they may just not have enough characters to even
You
contest both
still
sides.
still haven't tapped though. There you go. So come on. Get lucky. Please make this interesting. There we go. That'll be just enough. Actually, yeah.
Yep, gonna use it for the boost on the Haven as well. Throw down a 6 for 6 for 6 to be able to block things and throw down a bug. We will see the pass from the Asadi player, and we will see a dead even game here on the Tumult. What a game here in round 5 of this AWOL
So fun.
weekly to go dead even. Both of these players do have a winning record as well, I believe, with only 1 loss apiece, or was this the top game? I don't remember. Well, this is the top game,
Sure.
so Bria is
Yeah,
the
it is.
only undefeated player. So, this will be deciding who is going to be in the final match of round 6 to decide who's gonna win the whole event and get an invitation.
Usted puede, Bria. Usted allá de Cataluña, España, puede hacerlo. I'm just kidding. I think they hate each other over there. I should have said that. Yeah. But
Oh,
yeah,
man. We are into the next day here. Anything can happen. 2-0 will win it for either player, but the way it's been going, more than likely gonna see maybe one more day involved. The bottom trace player going negative in time here shortly, but still 8 minutes left for Bria as far as in the round. We'll have to see if that matters as we get it farther and farther into the game. In the meantime, more mana being stacked up here. Play is to its
lots of it.
Saudi. Can they take the victory? And a Scholar's Vault gets thrown down.
Be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Scholar's Vault card we got to see in the mirror matchup against Marbles. Wasn't able to utilize it due to the hunger being played, but at the moment, this will allow for things to decrease the cost of 7 or more, as well as increase the reserve limit, if that is the case. Always interesting when someone's able to make room for this card, especially in a rare slot. And we will see the hook being used purely for the card draw at the moment, as the Saudi player will hold on to play that Haven bouncer that we saw sabotage earlier. 7 mana apiece at the moment for either player. Trace ability is going to be utilized. Nothing to sabotage at the moment for the Frankenstein. Maybe trying to hold off for following turns to try to reduce the resources of the Itzadi. We will see the Grims come out here and go ahead and target that Scholar's Vault, never getting the opportunity to use it in the way that it was intended. Permanents are just not allowed these days. We do get to see a physical training being played here for a card draw and boosting things up a little bit. At the moment, it looks like the Itzadi is just trying to get one advance out of things here, as we do get to see a boosted Dr. Frankenstein being played. We could just be seeing another physical training being played on that Haven Bouncer for some more boosts. I'll be curious to see if
Yep.
oh, they're gonna use it for the sabotage, not gonna allow that physical training to be hit, but we do see a rare Haven Warrior coming out here. Always a nicely statted character, to set things up here, and we get to see a Keylon Elemental this time
Ooh,
around into the 1 cost Salvager.
fire rabbit.
Won't be enough to
No,
block the Haven Warrior on the hero side, but we'll set them up with some more resources.
definitely. And oh, a frozen delivery, another resupply, and still got the Keelan Elemental down there. Heavy stats. Yeah, it looks still anybody's game.
Definitely is. Trace utilizing that common armor jammer as much as possible to just activate its ability to target the cards in the reserve for the Itzadi to hopefully reduce the amount of things that they can play. But at the moment, Itzadi still having the hand advantage. Pretty equal though, as far as actual resources, especially with the ability coming from the Trace and another Scholar's Vault coming out for the Itzadi.
Ooh, definitely liking those, right? Uh, free, doing
Yep.
something right with them, working for it.
Indeed. We do see a common avalanche come in from a resupply. Don't know how much that would be helpful, especially if big characters start coming online. Will be able to hit the Haven Warrior by itself, but it will cost all 3 of the mana to do so, with it having the 4 mountain stat. We'll have to see what
Yeah.
Bria Danwater was able to get, and they are going to throw out that Haven Warrior. We may just see the Trace respond immediately and take it out with the Avalanche, but they're gonna start with their ability first, and with
They
that,
want to
go
play.
through their deck and recycle everything that they had in the discard.
Ah, just it gets to me. Same amount of mono left for both of them, and same amount of stats on the board, so it's still anybody game. But yeah, being able to still get um, more resources via frozen delivery.
We do see the Archelano melt come down though, which means we could be running into a hunger anytime soon here, especially with the Scholar's Vault
Oh
out,
no,
being able to reduce costs, and it will
there
be
it
the
is.
hunger. It will
Called it.
hit everything on the board. Still 7 mana left though for the Trace. So if they do have a character and a boom, that will be enough to get rid of the hunger and at least delay this game. But that is pretty much the exact combo that I think that they'll need, because I don't know if they'll be able to get over the stats that the hunger is being able to put out here.
Nope, not even on one side. Those are heavy. I think that's the GG. Oh no, we got somebody else right. Oh, there we go.
So that's not a bad one. That means they will have sacrifice fodder if they do have a boom in hand.
Could still work. Oh, watch it be that. Watch it be that. Be the boom.
And if they do have the boom, this will be enough to win the game. They don't have
Oh,
it.
oh no.
Unfortunate. They ran into everything that they needed here. They would have been able to sacrifice this either
Yep.
card and take out the hunger, but hunger able to win this game here for Brea on the Saudi. Brea will still be undefeated going into round 6. What a game.
That was a good one. See, people can still have fun and not hold other people hostages when they're playing games like that. See, yeah. Take notes, peeps. This is a good one. Oh,
Still in round 5. We still have one more game ongoing here, it looks like, on table 7. So we'll head over to that one. This will be the last one for round 5 of this AWOL Season 3 Wednesday Weekly, number 11.
ooh, about to finish, and we have the hound. The hound. Ooh, when another non-token enters your expedition, you create a 1/1 token on target expedition.
Yep,
All right, token generator.
yep. And we do have a Ordis Crier as well. If you control 2 or more permanents, create 2 Ordis Recruit Soldier tokens distributed among any expedition. So that's not a bad one either.
Oh, but unfortunately, I don't think it popped off. Only having the one landmark, landmark, right? Or permanent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still 8 though. It could be those 2 cards up there.
A Leshy, not a
Ooh,
card we get to see a lot of.
fun card. Yeah, gigantic too.
And it will hit
Keeps things
2 boost for
interesting.
that.
Ooh,
Only 1 card left though for the Tasia. 2 mana left though for the Gold Ring. Could have a lot of cards here available to them to take this game. It looks like they'll at least get a tiebreaker. The question is what the Tasia has available to them in order to use that 3 mana and get themselves to a tiebreaker potentially. Um, but it could be removal. I don't know how much that would help. I guess it would have to go into the Crier.
ew. No, I think I. Ooh,
Okay. So that will allow for a tie, but not enough to get things going here. And that will be a 1-0 for the goal ring player, taking the victory here in the Swiss round 5 of this AWOL weekly. We're heading to round 6. We're going to see who's going to take this whole thing. Brea Danwater will be in the finals with the Itzadi. Not sure who they will be playing against. We'll have to take a look at the records. In the meantime, we'll head back to the caster screen and take a look at the matchups.
and are we going to see of course, 2 Iron Chains versus Briek, right? They're the number one.
Yeah, so currently we have 4, X and ones, so with just 1 loss between Iron Chains, Arthur, Marbles, Volothamp, and Mitsdu. So Iron Chains will need to beat Bria in order to allow the tiebreaker to happen for BGA to see who can take the whole thing. We'll go and take a look at that table one. Will be the deciding game. We've watched just about everyone else at
No,
this point, so
no pressure. Two iron chains. No pressure, man.
this
You
will
got this.
be in its Saudi game. I'm not sure what Iron Chains is playing though.
Yes,
In
sir. Uh,
Orac,
I will. I envy you, man. How can you make this hero work? I envy you. I just can't.
getting to watch an
I want.
Orac here in the final game. What a way to potentially end this little setup here. And they
Ooh,
already have 2 counters between the snowman and the scribbling starfish, as well as a 2 for 2, it looks like. Only in Bravos can you see stuff like this, as well as Lyra, characters with low stats, and getting a 2 for 2 for
yeah.
both of these
Everybody
players.
advances. Let's get out of here quick. We got stuff to do. Yeah.
Now, who do you think that benefits the most as far as that 2 for 2? You think it's Brea on the Atsadi or, 2
Oh,
Iron
well,
Chains on the Aurak?
Brea on the outside. Yeah, yeah. That two for two. You definitely want to stop Saudi from addressing any time because that's the well for any character, right? But you want to assure that the beginning they don't get what they're most likely going to have later on with more mana ramp. They're going to be able to play those bigger cards. So yeah, sneak in there real quick as we see a Haven Serengar coming out with the boost.
Yeah, that is a big play, especially since of those individual terrains that I was thinking like this is a interesting spot as far as terrains are concerned because forest was perfect for the Sarengar, whereas water was perfect for the snowman. So I'll be curious to see if we do end up seeing the snowman or if we're just gonna see the scribbling starfish come out here to card draw, and it will be the snowman.
Oh,
Orak prioritizing the ability to get up those counters just a little bit and try to stay even with the Sitsati.
working. They're going to go one for one. Yep.
One for one
Include the
indeed. Sitsati
snowman.
will get a card draw and mana ramp though off of this, so getting to where they need to be while staying even on the tumult. Whereas Orak is just one counter away, performance counter away from being able to trigger the ability. So we'll have to wait at least one more day in order to see that.
It's always such a mystery. Yeah, I like that so much. Oh, I can play for free the card that comes out. Don't mind if I do. And just crazy stuff can happen. So much fun.
Yeah, at the moment, we do have a fairly even game as far as resources as well as on the tumult and no existing cards. The only thing that is advantage is to the Itzadi for mana and the fact that they only have 5 heroism counters, which means that they could draw at any point. And we do see that
Ooh,
unique Haven Warrior that we've seen before. Oh, it's a different one, I think. Yeah. When I
yeah,
leave the
when I leave the
Haven zone,
exhibition,
you may
you
pay
may.
one
Oh,
if you do top card of your deck in your mana zone. So more ramp.
yep. Can't go wrong with that for outside, right? And there's the boost. There's the five. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Really confident that they're not going to have the stats to just do more of those.
Wow, gonna use the Scribbling Starfish purely for the counter and the draw here, so not saving it for another turn, gonna go 1 for 1, and we are more than likely gonna see the ramp coming out from the Itzadi as well, just gonna pay that extra mana, be 2 mana up at this point.
Heavy. But the OREC gets play that free card, right? Wonder what
It
they
does.
drew.
We'll
If
see
they wouldn't
what
have drawn that, they would have played it for free.
Yep, we'll see what ends up being the card that they get to play for free here. They are at 7 counters, so they may be able to set themselves up for another one on the following day too, depending on how many cards they're able to throw out there. 5, and we'll see what they drew. A Tanuki. So that could be something that they want to play for stats, but since it is a hand Tanuki, I don't think they won't be able to sabotage off of it.
Really, it doesn't. The effect doesn't go through.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, yeah, they don't sabotage. I would have
Yeah,
thought that it would.
only arrow abilities.
That's
I wish it did activate hand abilities, but they did have another
unfortunate.
Tanuki anyway. Who cares?
Like, okay, yeah, exactly. All right, I'll do it then.
And these
Yeah,
Tanukis
but
are in excellent spots as far as individual terrain between the forest and the mountain. We do see that Scholar's Vault that has done some work for Brea in the past, but at the moment, 6 mana and has to deal with some fairly good statted Tanukis, as well as a decently statted Bliss Basis that could potentially block on the companion side as well.
ooh, just throwing that out there. But having to get rid of two of those resources. Slow playing, see what they. Okay, now you throw that base places. You're right. You're right. So,
Still 3 mana left though for the Itzadi, so they definitely can still get a 1 for 1 here. Probably not looking at blocking both,
ooh,
unless
that
they
was
are able to
nice.
get that out there and get the advance over on the hero side, but they still give up the advance over on the companion side, so we will still be dead even. And Aurak able to get up to 6 performance counters, so we will see another ability trigger coming up on the following day at noon.
And that candy bar's still there. Didn't
It
advance
is
all the
indeed.
on
So
its side. Yeah.
yeah, now would be a good time for Sakurabru to show up, but we'll have to see if they're able to draw into it.
Oh wait.
Discarding mana, we'll see what we have at noon here for the Aurak. Drum
All right,
roll.
come on, Mister Two Chains.
It's a Persephone.
Persephone. Not bad. Sure, you wanted something bigger, but that's not bad at all. And it goes there very well.
So gonna make everything for us on that side. We will just see the Haven Warrior come out here on the EME Energy bar side. We do have reduction of cost for 7 costs or higher, but since we put it on that side, probably means we're not going to see a Sakurabru play. We do see a unique Esmeralda if you want to read that one off.
This one, when you play another character with base statistic of 0, resupply. That's nice. The arrow ability, roll a die on a 4 plus, I gain 2 boosts. On a 1 to 3, I gain 1 boost. Great card for Urak. Yeah, definitely that resupply ability.
Sabotage coming out
Ooh,
here for the Itzadi player. Gonna hit the Martingale instead of the Tanuki. Feels like they can beat the Tanuki in stats, depending if they decide to play it here, because it will put them down to 1 mana and it may leave the Aurak with nothing left to play. The Martingale would have been a big card to potentially hit 5 more performance counters this time around as well. So maybe that was the
yep.
thought process from Brea, who hits the resupply into a 1 cost anyway, so we'll hit those 5 counters. Physical training will come out here though and put Brea in a pretty good spot
Ooh,
to double
win
advance
the
here
game.
and take the game. I don't think Aurak has anything that can help them out here in
Nope.
order to stop this double advance. They will discard for a 2 cost. What do they have at 2 costs that can help here? Maybe a Twinkle Twinkle?
It needs to. Oh, nice, nice.
That will
Daedalus
help
saving the day.
and that will put stats out, but I don't think it's gonna be enough
No,
unless they have
no,
another 1 cost in hand that I'm not aware of that will get
another
the double
scout
boosts
coming.
out, will allow a resupply, doesn't hit anything that they need,
No,
pass from the Itzadi, and the game will end Bria Danwater able to get the undefeated record for this
nice.
AWOL weekly Wednesday number 11.
Another
The
Bravasi. Another
there will
Bravasi.
be no tiebreaker. We know who the winner is. The rest of the games will just come down to who can get the rest of the better rankings. Congratulations. And congratulations to Two Iron Chains. Fun getting to see a
Yeah,
little Aurak deck going there.
I'm envious. I'm really curious now. I want to see what he built up, and I want to just leech off of it. Yeah.
So we are in round 6, and we still have some games. That one was going fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have. Table 4 is barely
Oh
moving. So why don't we is there someone else you want to watch other than Table 4?
no, no. Table four is a Lindaway player. Let's go. Not. Yes, I was right. It is.
A non-resupply Lindaway player though, I'm pretty sure, right? This is not the same one?
Yeah. No, I'm hoping it's not. It's Hirowashi. I
Yeah.
think I would have remembered Hirowashi.
Game hasn't
Yeah.
advanced very much though, despite being at 9 mana, so this has been a knockout drag out game.
Oh, crud. We can choose something else.
It's fine. This just means that, we'll have a pretty good game on our hands here, especially now that
Yay.
the, Gold Ring has been activated. We do see a Kraken come out, being able to hit that Moonlight Jellyfish, making everything
Yeah.
water this time around, and they can still play that Jellyfish again if they so choose. Don't imagine they will, though.
Once again, if it's fleeting again, lets you draw a card. Or if you
Yeah, but
sacrifice something fleeting.
it has to yeah.
Yep. So I think they're just gonna let it go.
Yeah, free play
Or
time for the Gold
yep.
Ring. Looks like they're gonna try to keep themselves in the game a little bit. Gonna be able to sabotage it, looks like, here with the Monolith got. Other than that, not much else going. Putting themselves in a pretty good spot as far as resources, and honestly, as a Gold Ring, you don't mind if you go behind, even if you're not that far behind,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. You want to
maybe
stay
just
there
to be
for
able
the
to
ring.
give up that 2-0.
So what do you get rid of with the monolith again? You get rid of the kraken, right? Or are you doing the moonlight jellyfish to avoid drawing card?
Jellyfish, definitely, so that way you
Yeah.
can lower their resources, I would have to imagine, but they want the
Yep.
Kraken, okay, so they have an option that they think they can deal with that jellyfish then, I have to think, because at this point, if you're the goal ring, you gotta be playing the resource game, I would think, so that way you can just out-resource this Lindaway player, but we'll see what they end up doing here. They are the first player. They are gonna just throw down that field reinforcements since they are tied and behind. They get to produce both a token and card draw, and they're still have 8 mana left. Looking good for them at the moment. Could even use that
9 in hand.
Legat to, discard for a token.
Yeah, they have that luxury right now. This player, Seal. I'm gonna say, guessing that's how you pronounce it. Chill. And there it is. Monolith Legate being played instead of being support abilitied. Paying the one to bring out the maw. And
Interesting that they would throw it down on the hero side, potentially,
hmm,
especially since the Lindaway could probably just give that side up and put the goal ring in a spot that they probably don't wanna be in and being ahead on a tumult. So, we'll see if that is the case. 7
yeah, it's
mana
gonna be a
left here still for the
sacrifice.
Lindaway player, though. Mm,
Ooh,
maybe another Kraken? Another Kraken?
yes. No,
No,
we got a unique, and you
go
may
for it.
sacrifice a character if you do sabotage. What? You sacrifice? You sabotage.
So nothing to sabotage at the moment, though, so
Okay, yeah.
unfortunate on that one.
Yep. Just for the draw of the card from the jellyfish.
Yep. So the goal ring
Ooh,
had
bye to
that
this.
yeah.
Go, go for it.
So
Did
Goring
you
decided to
sabotage? Or
sabotage at that point, so they must have drawn that spy because I felt like they would have probably sabotaged the jellyfish if not. We do see the Isba coming out here, opting to sacrifice that Lady of the Lake to give enough boost to prevent the double advance from the Gold player. Interesting that they'd want to get rid of that Lady of the Lake, but they do have enough here
dang,
to help them advance on that side of things. It's a one for one, maintaining their lead just barely, but they had to use so much to get there.
a
And with
lot.
the amount that Goldring has, it's going to be difficult for them to just keep up.
Yeah, those sabotages that I guess they used on a regular now just gone, just to be able to keep afloat, to have that little advantage, that one expedition advantage, right? Yeah, it's one. But again, kept resources on there and can play for free more resources. Ooh, yeah, Lindway's got it difficult.
Yeah, putting themselves in
Oh,
a
there we go.
a rough spot, especially playing a 2-cost Tooth Fairy never feels good from reserve. Probably is gonna be used for sacrifice fodder, I'd have to imagine, to after you here and just boost up the Maw and see what else they can get out of their other or you know what? Just Gift of Self. That much better. Can use the, Isba for something later on, and definitely need the card draw here to keep themselves somewhat in the game.
And comes the Order Spy common version just for the 2/2/2. And in response, magical training. Good. Let's see if the slow playing is going to work out for him this time. Scoreline can continue with 7 mana and 3, 6, 8 cards in hand. They should be able to at least.
Yeah,
Three
interestingly
cards.
enough interestingly enough, I haven't seen much as far as we haven't seen, like, Muscatets come out of this Gold yet. Um, so unless they've already been discarded, which we can check the
Into
discard
mana.
pile real
Yeah.
quick, but oh, there is
Yeah,
2
one
in
of
the
them.
discard pile. So they
Oh, yeah,
have
there's two of them.
yeah, they have been hit twice, so maybe that's why we haven't seen another one yet.
Oh, just thinking that they're going to lose this turn, might as well. It matters not the end of the game. Still, you would have thought that they want to draw out a little bit more resources. There's nothing going to be worth 2 mana that's going to be able to block those four. Yeah.
Yeah. It is gonna put Gold in the spot to be able to double advance to take this game. So looking pretty good. Cards are fairly even though at this point, so that may be all that the Lindaway was looking for and put themselves in a position to try to take this game now that resources are a little bit more even. We'll have to deal with token generation though from the Gold Ring in the meantime.
Yeah, right. No, we always see gold rings with uniques pointing toward token creation. Saving but I like it that it says when non-token characters. It makes it a little bit fairer.
Yep, as far as the token spammers,
Yes.
both players are down to 3 and 2 cards in their decks left, so we could be seeing some discard cycling happening soon, depending on card draw.
I think Gorling takes it this turn. Well, yeah, yeah. 10 left and oh, they can just print about the jellyfish.
Yeah, Moth Lantern play is finally coming out.
Oh,
You don't get we haven't seen that a lot from Lindaways lately, although it was like the main meta deck back in season 2, it felt like, or I mean, even recently actually. So this is the common version, so not seeing the rare being utilized, and we see a gear being used from Gold Ring this time with the mobile armory, so trying to match token for token this time around. And we could
going
see
one
that
for
Moonlight
one.
Jellyfish be using for a draw based off the ISBA. So a lot happening here. It looks like the Lindaway is just gonna try to stack as much as they can on that one side.
For the moment, they have to at least give themselves a fighting chance, right? So that way, next turn, they would have double advance. Yeah. The quite a pickle, but they got the resources still. Oh,
Ooh,
there you
License
go.
Withdrawal will be a
Fight
big
them
play
all.
here. Gonna hit that Moth
Oh no, the
Lantern.
permanent. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna hit that lantern because now they can't produce a bunch of sacrificed setups to throw out even more of those moth, but we'll still be able to sacrifice here to get that moth a little bit bigger and draw.
Mm. Still 5 cards in hand. Oh, nice. Just no, I want to win. Let me win. And
Mm,
but still, 6 men and 6 cards in hand. I think they got it enough to survive.
1 mana is enough to play something, but they don't have it. Now the question is Lindaway have enough here
Hmm.
to be able to
Why on
block?
that side? Oh, okay, now I see why. Wasn't. Ooh, boom.
So this will be enough to be able to target here.
No, but doesn't he get his?
Yeah,
Yeah, he gets his tokens.
I don't know if you forgot or they have something here at 1 cost. because this will be a
Yeah, it's
2-0
true, but
regardless.
nope, that
Seems
won't
like
be
they
it.
forgot.
That was it.
They could
Yeah,
have
they forgot.
tied and been able to not allow that to
Yeah,
happen, but they may have just forgot. Yeah,
yep,
misplay.
misplayed.
Yeah, fortunate.
Happens to the best of us. In Dallas, I forgot that you could actually boost your opponent's characters that are in reserve. Yeah, and boosted the ones that he was playing. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. We all get brain farts.
Alright, good game there. We still have a few more games that we can take a look at overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at, I don't know, table 2, and we'll see which one of these players is potentially competing for, the top end of the rankings here.
Or you say? Or
Table
two?
2,
Sorry.
we have Trace versus Itzadi. Oh, wow, we do have, Marbles running some of the new Lernaean Hydras in the common variety. Don't get to see that very often.
They're very boosty cards. I like them. I wish I could make them work, but whenever I'm playing with friends, like, I'm glad when I pull them. Yeah, but I can't make them work competitively. I play them to when it's not convenient. And Snap Sniffer comes in.
Nothing hitting though with the augment, so it makes me think that maybe Trace doesn't have a lot working on here.
Ooh, that hook's gonna have to go. Gonna have to pop off eventually. Get that draw and then do for ability. Then use the tap twist. Guessing that's how that could go.
Yeah, a lot of
Nothing that's in
options here for
reserve
the
is gonna get
Trace.
played.
Yeah, good amount of options. We'll see the Trace ability first, yeah, I think, and see what they're gonna be able to throw down here. They may not have something they wanna put in reserve, but they do have an Amelia Earhart, so maybe they did. Not a bad card to throw out there.
I don't know.
They will have to use some resources to go out and get this set up. We may be looking at a one for one. We'll have to see how it ends up turning out. If Trace has the stats to be able to block as well as advance, would be the ideal play, but they may just not have it. And the fact that I see a hooked already in the discard and they have one in reserve, they may be trying to save that hooked for something later on because they know if they see that Lernaean Hydra come out, they're not going to be able to deal with it unless they hook it to somewhere else and allow themselves to advance. So they may be just trying to keep it around for a following day to be able to put themselves in a good spot for not losing immediately after that Hydra
Look
comes
at
out with
look at that
16
mana
stats.
though. You could use like next turn if someone's not interrupting. Both of those can be used for 12 and still have 3 for whatever's in hand.
Yep.
But I'm doubting if do you keep Titan in? No, because it's gonna get. Oh, there we go. That's yeah, drawing that card. No, that goes to my. You get rid of Sakurabu and I don't know. Probably yeah, the Arania Hydra because you're gonna have the gigantic with the hunger.
They can utilize the hooked here, but like I said, I think they're trying to save it for a following day to be able to set themselves up. So they'll need stats here with the 2 cards in hand in order to make that happen if that is truly their plan, because it feels like it is, especially since they haven't immediately used the hook to draw. But we'll see how the Traced is able to respond. No mana left for the Saudi player at this point, and could be setting themselves up potentially for the use of what you're talking about of both of the big boys and maybe even throwing a physical training on a fleeting hunger for a more gigantic setup.
How I would see it going. That's not what I would want to do because from your weather authority team, here is a weather update. No tornadoes yet.
Sweet. No tornadoes.
Yes,
My favorite.
that's all is there. And yeah, we got to see an avalanche played. Where gets wiped, and yeah, still with the hook there.
Yep.
Menacing little tool.
Yeah, it does allow for the one for one here potentially, and they do have the ability to throw that down there as well to keep that into reserve. So they will be able to set themselves up with a sap sniffer potentially in reserve, as well as I imagine the hooked. I don't think they're keeping the Keylon elemental. They may decide to, um, but we'll have to see how that turns out. I think either way, you're using the hooked in order to keep on drawing cards. And we do see the hunger go away for its hobby player.
Ooh,
They throw down the
start
sap
trading
sniffer,
on one side.
which makes me think why they even played it in the first place. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Uh, wow, Trace is deciding to mana here, so they must have seen something they liked in their card draw.
What could be that one card that they have already? You see, I would have left the hunger because it's the same. Well, no, that's a heavy one, right? You're getting that 17 on one side
Yep.
for the six. The other one is still you get the 3/3 for the gigantic. I think it's boosted. Yeah. Oh, not bad to respawn into that.
Will allow them to play
Better.
everything in reserve, but the bad news is that now the Itzadi player in marbles can see what they have. The Trace still can use their ability, but instead we will see the
Oh,
Kaibara just come out. It will not have any tough with 0 counters available for it being adjacent. Well, but they do get the draw and still have 8 mana.
I think that that's going to be enough, right? Because
Yeah, it
oh,
won't.
no, we have the Trist ability, of course.
Yeah, Grims won't be enough here. Hooked won't do anything because if you move a gigantic character to the other side, they're still gigantic. Physical training will make things 11 across the board. I think Trace could potentially get up to around 5, 7, maybe 10-ish or
Yeah,
so.
yeah, just calling it. Just see what
But
they draw.
yeah, they're just trying to draw here at this point. I imagine we'll be seeing the physical training, maybe another low cost
Watch
card
it be a
before they
boom.
yeah, before they physical training. There was that time when we were watching where they ran into whatever they needed and just needed a boom.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
but we'll see what the Itzadi player in marbles is going to play. They may be just deciding to throw something else out before physical training, just in case they found something. Yeah, they'll throw out a Arcolano milk just as a slow play.
yeah. So just threatening. I still have this Hydra down here. It's still something I could
Exactly.
do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still at this point would be an 18 Hydra. Um, so we'll see if that is the case. Trace
Right.
trying to do some math here, seeing what they could possibly do. They're
Nope.
gonna pass. They don't have anything. That'll be GG's. Congratulations
Good
to the
job,
Asadi
all the
player,
marbles.
who will take the victory over the Trace.
Good stuff. More victories for the Bravosis. Taking scalpels and not caring. Or something cool. Man, something cool was said. And
I
no, beat
believe
the
that's the
Kaivar, of course. Yeah.
I believe that is the last game, so we will be wrapping up here. We'll take a quick look at the breakdown for the rankings and then be able to say goodbye to everyone. Want to thank everyone that has joined us thus far for this event. This has been the AWOL Season 3, Wednesday Weekly, number 11, and your tournament victor has been Bria Danwater on the Itzadi. And curiously enough, we have a second place finish
That's
from all
Saudi.
of the marbles on Etsadi as
Another
well.
Saudi.
Third place is Arthur but clear. Fourth place is Mitstu. Fifth place is Volo
Nice.
Thamp. Two Iron Chains in sixth. Erlea in seventh. Caliceo in eighth. And I'm not sure how many other people we got going. All the way to 11th is 4 and 2. So we'll
Yeah.
just keep a looking at that. We had Zelk at ninth. Padol, I
Kickle
yeah,
and
10th,
Laser Show.
Laser Show at 11th. Those are all your 4 and 2
What happened,
folks,
Sarcasm? Just a tad bit away, right?
just
Sarcasm is
away.
such a good player. Such a great player.
Want to thank everyone that has joined us here for this event. Been a good one. I have been Blue Oak TV on YouTube. Go subscribe. New video out today interviewing the champion of the Dallas setup, Rinku. Get to talk to them a
Oh,
lot
you
about a
got
lot
that?
of. Yep.
Nice.
So Be sure to check that out. And my co-caster has been ElGio. Feel free to say some stuff, Gio.
Some stuff. That's it. I got nothing else. Keep the game alive and keep coming for more. Yeah, we expect you next week and uh, show some class to people that are coming up Monday. Stay for the games. Don't go as soon as you lose.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Let's all have fun.
indeed. And
That's
anyone
it.
else that is interested in more altered action, we are going to be running an event here on the AWOL channel this weekend for the Canadian World Championship qualifiers. They have asked us to help out with that. So we are going to be broadcasting that remotely. So if you are interested in checking that out, feel free to see that Saturday morning on, I think that's the 30th. So yeah, feel free to watch that. In the meantime, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace out.